Welcome back to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And Matthew Pavlich turns 28 years of age in a couple of months. Everybody likes to finish their career with a flag. Matthew Pavlich, in some respects, running out of time with each passing year. But from what we're told, he is Fremantle through and through, and he's going to lead this team out of the doldrums. And they've had a tough time of it the last couple of years. 14th last year with 6 wins only, Fremantle, and right now 15th on the ladder. But as I said, they can still finish as high as 12th and realistically finish with 7 wins this year and at least have an improved season. As we head downstairs, Lee Colbert.
Yes, g'day Dwayne. Well, as expected, mate, it's very wet and very gloomy down here, but there's still fans here. They're sitting up in the back stalls, but looking forward to seeing LJ back in the side. Robbo, of course. There is a bit of excitement around, and of course we know about the Fremantle youngsters as well, but it's going to be wet down here all day, boys.
It is, and I don't think we're going to get all that big a crowd. Looking at it now, I think I've been to bigger weddings. But those fans that have come are your true football fan. There's no doubt about that.
As you see, the coin toss. Matthew Pavlich was there about 2 minutes earlier, as we saw. He's keen to get underway. The Fremantle skipper there with James McDonald. He's played 210 games already, Pavlich. He said he's 28, Dwayne, so he's definitely going to join that 300 club.
Not a lot of
barring injury.
Not a lot of bounce on the coin there. Just went straight into the mud and stuck.
As you can see, the fans are back undercover at least.
They're a long way back, Dwayne, aren't they? You can see the Demons here. They've set themselves for this game. Everyone's talked about this game for a long time. I'm just not convinced you can turn form on with like a tap. Their 3 wins have been at the MCG this year, so they obviously play the ground pretty well.
They have, and I'm looking forward to the start of the game because the side that really wants to put their head over the hard ball, the tackling pressure, it's not going to be pretty. You need to get the ball inside your forward 50 as quickly as possible. Just don't overuse the handball and get it length with your possessions.
The Garrett Sanders.
Well,
what a monster he is.
The conditions the conditions suit a really tall player around the stoppage area, and he's got a great opportunity today with Paul Johnson there. So look for Aaron Sandilands to have a big impact in this game.
Players moving to position. You can see the arrows for the centre circle there in the back shot.
There's Chris Tarrant. It's been a great success story for Chrissy Tarrant and Mark Harvey. He's reinvented
going to tell everybody how green round, Danny.
Sorry,
cut me off at the pass.
Sorry,
I was going to give the big AFL green round a plug. And
well, the lights are on already at the MCG, Dwayne, so what's that do for green round?
well, we have to do what we have to do to live comfortably, at least. Just every little bit helps. That's
Sorry
why
about that, Dwayne.
I'm
I was so
not drinking
excited.
coffee out of polystyrene cups today.
I was so excited to see Chris Tarrant reinvent himself. He's got Brad Miller for the day.
Lyndon that on Pavlich in the centre square as well.
So we're away here. 15th versus 16th. Hazelby to Mundy. Handball missed the ball. Bartram straight through the middle. Heads out wide. It'll be a slippery ball. And it's always nice to pick it up cleanly first time. And Miller does that. Thumps it long. Big fly, but no mark for Martin. Hazelby and Bate see it out of play and will get a ball in.
Have a look at this. This is the start of the game. Now, this is wet conditions.
Yeah.
Now, Mundy it is gets the ball clear here. And he's, instead of kicking the ball, he's actually handballed it past the teammate. In these conditions, you've got to adjust early, and you've got to adjust. In that situation, a long kick was required.
Yes, Neil Craig's philosophy in this weather is short handballs okay, long handballs no. And it's not a bad philosophy to have. It's a difficult ball to handle the best of times. Sandilands, Johnson, Stephen Martin, third man up, and we'll see a little bit of third man up today, and we'll see a little bit of that as well. Pavlich manhandled as soon as he goes near the ball. Dunn gives away the free. A few boos for Matthew Pavlich, and that's a good kick to space. Van Berlo runs. If it sits, he's away here. Nice collect. Short. Subin manhandled off it. Free kick.
It's interesting, James McDonald playing the half-back line. Normally plays in the midfield, the Melbourne skipper, playing half-back today.
Leads come. It's hard to pinpoint a pass with a slippery ball. Central. Headland in the spot, and Headland, who kicked 3 goals last week against Port Adelaide, is the hot man.
Well, it was a great kick, but very ordinary defence, because a lot of Melbourne players just spectating around with their arm across. Have a look at the Melbourne players in this vicinity. Man conscious, go at the ball. Carl Morton and Jones, Frawley and Bartram, all in the vicinity. Someone had to get a piece of that ball.
Just the 10 goals for the season. And he can't squeeze that in. Hits the post.
Need to take opportunities when you're playing to state. That would have been a great start. Here's this one again, Pickers.
Now, he's clear there. He really just needs to bang it on the boot. And instead, he handballs it past his teammate, lets the Demons in. As I say, it's all about conditions and adjusting early days.
Frawley long with the kick. Off the boot of Drum. He couldn't get it free and done. Hacks it towards the wing, and Dodd should send it back shortly. Pavlich. And often the best players do shine on difficult days like this. McFarlane back into the team, takes the mark, and will line up from just inside the 50-metre arc.
That's that quick kick we were talking about. And you're right when you talk about the best players. They always say, oh, the old saying was it brings everyone back to the same level, but it doesn't. It actually makes it a little bit more of a gap, I think, between the real good players who can handle the footy in the wet conditions and the players who are just average players, if you like.
And Fremantle have been inside their forward 50 twice already for 2 marks in the corridor.
Walks just inside the 50. Not bad off the boot, it's straight. The Dockers get the first.
Fantastic start for Fremantle. 2 inside 50s, 2 marks in the corridor. Not great defence from Melbourne. Matthew Pavlich asserted himself early in this game, just assessed the situation beautifully in these conditions. Unlike Mundy early, who wanted to overuse the ball, the skipper said, I'm going to take control of these conditions to get the ball in long and strong and get it to McFarlane there with a very good mark in the corridor. There's 2 inside 50s, 2 shots on goal early for Fremantle.
Will play his 150th game next week. Luke McFarlane at home at Subiaco against the Bombers. Fremantle's last 2 games, by the way, Essendon and Geelong at Skilled Stadium. Melbourne's last 2, Carlton and St Kilda. So big opportunity here for the Demons at home. Difficult Melbourne day. Davey sprints in, quick off the square. Wobbles the torpedo, though, to attacking 50 rather than back into the corridor. Crowd wanted a free to Bate. He wins the ball and gets tackled. Duffield coming off a very good game last week. Helped see it across the boundary line and will get a ball in.
Well, Duffield, as we see him just running back inside the defensive forward 50, he's free for Fremantle at the centre bounce. And now Melbourne are going to pick him up there with Neville Jetta.
Well, he's coming off a 30-possession game last week, Paul Duffield, so they know he's in form, surely.
Well, the last thing Melbourne need, Dwayne, is for him to be free, because when you're in good form, you get a piece of it early, you think, well, today's my day again. So they're putting a defensive type tag on him, which is good play from Dean Bailey and the Melbourne coaches.
Jones tackled by Ibbotson. My ball. Ibbotson, one of those who have played every game for Fremantle this year. They've got 7 of them. Melbourne just the 1, Aaron Davey. Well, it's been a reasonable year in that regard for Fremantle, but a terrible year in that regard for Melbourne. Mundy, and they're away again. Well, they were. De Boer has also been in reasonable form. Couldn't grab it, and we'll get a ball in.
See the ball just slip through his fingers there. As an old coach of mine, Wayne Schimmelbusch used to say, put a bit of steel in your fingers on these sort of days.
Well, get your nose behind it, and then if it goes through your fingers, it'll at least hit you in the face.
Well, that happened just then from the boundary throw in. Big Aaron Sanders went through his hand, hit him on the mush.
Headlam. Big bomb. Speaking of good form, Main's in good form at the moment. Carl Morton didn't really appear to have that. Main's got it now, and they've got him. And we'll get a ball up. The umpires today, by the way, Damien Sully, Heath Ryan and Stuart Wen. And already a move. Aaron Davey off already. There it is. Get your head and face behind it, and at least it won't get behind you.
Oh, kept his eyes on it.
Yep.
He did.
There's Brock McLean. He came on for Aaron Davey, Dwayne, so already a possession for Brock McLean.
Yeah, back into the team this week, Brock McLean. Boy, do they need him back. Wobbler kick. Tarrant. Well, he's had a pretty good year, Chris Tarrant, but he won't like another look at that. Miller gave to Valenti. They've messed this up. Saw Russell Robertson there, also back into the team this week for the Demons. And we'll get a ball in.
Well, Lee Colbert, that looks like the wettest spot in the ground where the boundary umpire's throwing the ball in now.
Spot on, Danny. That doesn't get too much sun because of the big grandstand, so very wet in front of the members.
Sandilands, little palm. Jones with the steal. Inside 50, tough ball to gather. And that's where it favours the defenders. Drum takes it out.
See a bit of mud down there.
It's the third game this year for Marcus Drum.
It's good to see he's been given some tasks too from Mark Harvey. I think that's good when you've got a youngster trying to find their feet. You're playing on the half-forward line, you can get lost. Give him some responsibility playing a key tall. So that's a good project for Marcus Drum.
Bate dumped by Tarrant.
Well, really, Fremantle have got to work out how good a player Marcus Drum is. They took him high in the draft. He's been in the system probably 3 or 4 years now. He's a very talented youngster. Had some injuries as well.
Free kick in this. It's a hold, and it's going to
Stephen Hill.
Yeah, Fremantle's way. Well, they took him maybe a little bit on footy blood. He's related to some good ones. Damien Drum, of course, the former coach, but also Francis Burke and Stephen King, the ruckman for the Saints and Premiership ruckman for Geelong. Marcus Drum.
Hit the space here.
Big long bomb from Solomon. Good fist though, Frawley. Maloney. Tried a quick handball. McLean. Valenti rode that bump nicely. Johnson. And that's another tough ball to grab. And the boundary umpire's the only man who could have marked it out of play. There he is, Marcus Drum. Game number 20 overall.
It was a good kick for touch in the end. Header went direct. Fremantle would have been waiting for that. So he's on Martin. There's a bit of a height difference there. Marcus Drum and Stephen Martin.
Look at that punch by the big man.
Yeah, he's good. Grover had it and dropped it. Likewise, Bartram. Maloney, Petterd.
Well.
It's a better kick. Robertson's down there. Can't get onto it. Duffield can. He's got a short if he wants it. He wants the long. Grover, one-on-one. Rivers spoils it down nicely. Also back into the team this week, Jared Rivers. Lays a Shepherd off the ball big time. Then almost a smother. Miller long. Off hands. Jurrah thought he was away there. Davey scoots through. Back onto the field.
That's good
McLean.
vision.
Morton. Big fist that from Main. Back with the flight. He looked into Morton's eyes to see where the ball was. That's footy smarts from Main. And they'll come away with it here, the Dockers, thanks to his good work. Grover.
Gee, they look sharp, the Dockers. Very alert team at the minute.
And I like the sunshine coming out also.
Kick to half forward. The second game of Tom McNamara. Debut last week. Started on the bench, so they've made some moves already, Melbourne. Carl Morton. That's terrible. So the turnover. Little 1-2. Robertson. Solomon tried to give it back over to Dodd. Pops the pass. Fortunately for him, it's intended for Brett Peake. Mundy ends up with it. And now Peake again. Main got one to the ear. That's a free.
Well, he's working hard, Main. He was the one that got the spoil on Morton up the other end of the ground. He's pushing forward. He was terrific last week, Chris Main.
He was. He's actually one of those players. You've summed it up beautifully, Spud. He works hard. Look, he's done 3 or 4 leads a time. Every time they've set up outside 50 himself, he just keeps presenting.
4 goals, 2 last week. Arguably the best game of his career. See what he's got here. Not bad. It's drifting a little across the face. Doesn't have the distance, and Rivers had the poise. To Bartram. Drum and Petterd. Petterd's fist wins out. Bouncing ball. Boundary line. We'll get a ball in. But Melbourne still yet to score. And they've had 3 goalless first quarters already this year, the Demons.
It's only early. They've only had 14 kicks, Melbourne. Unfortunately, going at 38%.
Halfway through this opening term, Sandilands. Solomon, De Boer, back with it. Broughton, speaking of good games last week, he was sensational. Shammer couldn't get the kick away decisively. Johnson to Robertson. 55 from goal. Melbourne fans rise, sends it long. Miller gets back and Petterd.
Great
back
courage.
with the flight.
Magnificent courage. Never took his eyes off the ball. Petterd, and that is a fantastic mark. Good passage of play there. Johnson hitting up Robertson. Robertson getting the ball moving. That was the key. Just see the quick ball movement here. Hit up Robertson beautifully and played on instantly to space. The dangerous space over the top. That's a very good mark.
It is for a man who nearly lost his life with a punctured lung playing this game. For Melbourne's first, and they're on the board.
We watched Melbourne play last week. They didn't play the corridor that well against North Melbourne. They continually went wide, and Dean Bailey be wrapped with this passage of play. Playing quickly through the middle of the ground in these conditions. Russell Robertson hit up beautifully there. All the dangerous space over the top. Courageous mark to Petterd there. Brad Miller probably could have had a little bit of awareness there. Had to hold back. When you've got a forward running into space, you need to protect with a big frame there. So very good play, Melbourne.
Dean Bailey. And we chat to his assistants from the ball up. Talking about rotations there, obviously, as Jones tries the tunnel ball effect. Johnson dives in, the bore, almost hands that to Solomon. Knocks it out to Pavlich, who knocks to his own advantage. He's got two with him, and he couldn't beat the two. Davey, handball away as he was met by Kepler-Bradley. Morton, Johnson, he dropped that. That wasn't even a handball. Bradley, Subin, Peak. Difficult ball to mark. Hill did okay.
It's better for Mundy, taking the game on.
And the pass is good to McFarlane.
Gee, that was a good kick on the left from Mundy. That was a beauty.
Not a lot Frawley could do there. The kick was far too good.
Well, he didn't kick it.
Space.
Didn't kick it, as you said.
Well
didn't
weighted.
kick it to McFarlane. He kicked it 10 metres in front of McFarlane. We'll get a good angle of it here.
Well, when you kick the ball to grass like that, there's not a lot the defender can do. That's the perfect pass. Great vision.
For the instant reply. Push this lead back out to 7 points. He's already had a sighter. Gives that some air. And it sails through for another behind. So Danny Frawley was talking earlier about making the most of chances. He's had a couple already. Luke McFarlane. And there's the 1-goal-1.
Looked like Melbourne with their kick-ins today are looking for length.
Looking for it out the back, they'll be looking.
The man will need to be aware of that playing on from full back and getting it over the back.
So once you get it out the back, they're in real trouble.
Oh, look at Russell Robertson.
He's on his own. They just need to just bang it in there now.
So Jurrah to Bate to Davey. They've messed with it a little, and they've messed with it too much. Shammer got back. Russell Robertson.
Oh, you'll be frustrated.
They've forgotten who he is. Well, been out that long.
The thing is that the dangerous spot was out the back. Melbourne had all the runners. That's where you need to just open your vision up a bit and go long.
And game sense knowing they tried to switch the ball in the middle. They just had to keep the ball going forward, get the ball inside their forward 50.
High kick again. Pavlich sets. Sandlin's about to pounce. The ball eluded him. He couldn't quite turn quickly enough.
We can't expect him to crumb his own ball, Dwayne.
Frawley dragged down. Play on. Maloney, Jones, Kepler-Bradley, splendid tackle. Stephen Martin. Bartram, Valenti, couple of options wide. Maloney's fed on. Throws it up in the air for Morton. Had to sit under it a while. Davey, now the lead comes. He's on the move, Robbo. Bouncing ball. Tries to get around and can't. Subin did well. Pushed him toward the line and made him get through him there.
This one here, this is a position. Robson was inside 50 on his own.
And Miller.
But the first vision that the Melbourne players looked was across the ground. No one actually looked towards their own goal, which is where the players were loose.
We should know in the setups from a kicking, you're going to have a couple of forwards behind you, so get the ball in there, especially in these conditions.
Well, the Fremantle zone players have got to be even stronger to keep the ball in front too.
Duffield turns it over. McDonald, Maloney.
Numbers back here though, Fremantle.
Robertson won't get a jump at this, so he almost marked it anyway. Subin with the toe. Now he'll have to pursue his own ball. And it rolls out. Not deliberate. Ball in.
Well, that was a let-off for Freo there. Had two players going up with the spoil, and the ball spills over the back. So need to get the ball moving forward and wide after a spoiling situation.
Bradley doing some ruck work. Davey, clever. Didn't really have it. Hazelby, Solomon. Crowd wanted a free. So Broughton messed with it a little, and Hazelby finds Shammer. And to the open side, they don't come. Boundary umpire's gone down, and Shammer went down. Fremantle by 2 points.
It's good pressure inside the forward 50 by Jones. They've just got to be competitive at the clearances today, Melbourne. That they're clearly the worst team in the competition at clearances, only averaging 28 a game. They've been okay so far in this match, so they've got to be competitive, and it's difficult against a monster like Big Aaron Sandlands, who's going to give his players first use. Demons got to be really alert today.
Umpire barking instructions, telling them not to hold. Mundy had a piece of it. Robertson had it, but was bumped off it in the end. James McDonald. They can reload here. Fremantle now have everyone back.
In Melbourne, a hard contest this one. There'll be a lot of numbers around this ball.
And once again, Drum put his body on the line. Crowd want ball. Umpire Stuart Wen says no. The umpires today, Damien Sully, Heath Ryan, Stuart Wen.
I thought that was a very good kick from James McDonald. Just getting in there to the contest.
Crowd want ball again. McLean gets ball and goals, puts the Demons in front.
Just talked about the importance of the clearance work today for the Demons. They've got to make it a scrap. These conditions make it a scrap. Big Sandland's got it down, but good pressure again. Brock McLean stripped the ball from Hazelby, who's wonderful in that tight area. And Brock McLean already, Spud, looks to me to be a player that's going to be very important today.
That's the perfect tackle. Tackle the player, ball spills, gets the goal. The perfect tackle from Brock McLean. Great start.
Demons have the lead for the first time today as we head back downstairs. Lee Colbert.
17-16, the interchange Melbourne's way. Just keeping an eye on Aaron Davey. He's had 2 trips to the bench already in this first quarter. Going to watch him all day, boys.
Good stuff. Bartram also, we saw on the bench, is done. Gets the clearance. We're ticking into time on first term.
The pace of Stephen Hill.
Yeah, and the handball wasn't so good. Didn't have anyone to give it to. Jones. Petterd.
Just took his eyes off it for a split second there.
Yeah, he hadn't earned it. He tried to spend it. McDonald. Robertson. Edged under it. Well by Broughton.
Great use of the body, Broughton.
McLean. Pavlich. Pav goes in. Subin thrown out. Miller. McLean. Slung, but got a handball out. Jones lays a hip and shoulder. Ibbotson out of play on the full. And it's a free to the Demons. They've got a spark.
They've got all the momentum at the moment, Melbourne. Their pressure at the moment on Fremantle is outstanding and causing Freo to turn the ball over.
Well, it's forward line pressure that's been really important. And Robertson doing it. We saw McLean got a goal from doing it. We saw Jones earlier smothering a Shammer ball.
Centering kick. Sandland's in the hole. Tarrant almost knocked it away. Drum. Well, he dropped that into his tackled. McNamara not paid the free. Petterd, Jurrah, Sylvia through the hands of Valenti. Bradley straight to McLean. He's already had a sider and banged it through.
When you're playing defence, Liam, and you're under pressure, and they are the last 5 minutes, Freo, the last thing you want is for one of your players to handball under pressure in the corridor.
Well, it's called, when you cough the ball up like that, Spud, you've got all the numbers there, Melbourne. Like, Kepler Bradley needed to take the tackle and take the ball to ground instead of just coughing up to Brock McLean, who started off really well. He's had 7 touches and 2 goals.
And if you're going to cough the ball up, cough it towards the boundary line, not over your head into the corridor, which will allow Brock McLean an easy shot at goal. He's on fire. Brock, 2 goals already, a few tackles, started the game on the bench.
We did say it before the game that we thought these conditions would suit Brock McLean, a little bit slippery on top. Nice and hard in there, nice and hard in close.
Umpire tossing the ball in the air. Sandlands to Hazelby. Slung 180, and that doesn't constitute a free.
Well, that's his direct opponent.
Ibbotson. Pavlich. Good fist that from Carl Morton. McNamara, Main, both in there. Main lays the tackle. Hazelby got it out.
That's great vision.
Pavlich, McFarlane hit the deck. Headland shoots it up. De Boer tried the quick one. McFarlane a little wide. And we'll get a ball in.
Well, that's the difference. Brock McLean kicked his first goal by just a clean possession, kicked the ball. Fremantle just that extra handball in these conditions.
Davey getting some work done. McDonald. And the kick not good. Mundy
kick.
Sends it back with a little bit of interest. Only a behind.
Just the 1% though.
Yes.
Of interest.
That's right. Those rates are rising though, aren't they?
Yeah, look for Melbourne to play on again. They've had a little bit of success early with their kick-ins.
Now they've got, looking at Sandlands in the zone, he's in the third line of the zone now. They will not want the ball out the back. That's what Melbourne will be trying to do with a longer kick.
Frawley wide ball and Bundy big fist. Fremantle has not won in Victoria since round 4, 2007, and that was against the Demons. It's been a big drought for the Dockers. De Boer. Tackled by Sylvia. We'll get another ball in.
Leading possession winners. Hazelby's had it 9 times already. But importantly, only just the 2 kicks. So we know he likes to use it by hand. Peake's had it 5 times and Mundy 5. Maloney's had 7 and McLean's had 7.
James McDonald. Bartram. Both had a piece of it, but not decisively. Bradley. Bumped off it. McLean.
Got his own ball at the moment, McLean.
Yeah, he's got an empty forward line here.
Jurrah's got Davey. And Davey can go here. Stephen Martin peeling back towards the square. Davey wants to go all the way. Had a bounce. Back to Jurrah. He handles over the top. They may mess this up. Bate. Tackle ball by Dodd. Got it back. Jurrah. Davey. Plenty of stats for them. Can they finish off?
Well
Headland got through.
Headland did very well.
Knocked it down to Hill, to Broughton, to Mundy. And now they've got 3 men on the open side. Main. He's got a one-on-one that he might like here, McFarlane. He doesn't go for it.
A handball. A long handball in the wet. Good luck.
Hazelby, Headland, took on the tackler and didn't get the kick away in time.
Free kick against James Frawley at full back.
No. So McFarlane's kick from 20 metres out. Amazing.
That just hurts.
It's a let-off too, because Freo overused the handball. Brought Melbourne into the game, because Melbourne's tackling at the start of this game has been terrific. This is a double whammy, because Melbourne should be going forward.
Already has one. Pull the margin back to 3 points. Ouch. That did hurt.
Hard to sort of get a handle on what happens in that situation. Now, Danny, I'll put it on you. He's your nephew. What do you reckon happened there?
Oh, there's no doubt there's a lot of space in between the contest and McFarlane and Frawley. All you could suggest, the umpire was in the best position and was holding onto the jumper. That's all we can assume. And
I just don't get what the reason would be to hold behind the play when the ball is 65 metres away in your teammate's hands.
Yeah, I'm with you, but before that, Freo did have the ball in their hands, so...
"25 minutes gone, opening term, and there's a rarity. Someone kicks a goal and they stay on."
He's had 3 shots on goal, McFarlane. Good start.
Have to put a bit of work into Hazelby. He's had 4 clearances already in 10 possessions.
Nearly got another there. Miller, Jones, fends Hazelby away. Sends it wide.
Look at the closing speed of Hill.
Yeah, got the fist in there. Ibbotson left it behind. Hill dives in again, just as Petterd thought he had it again. And we'll get a ball up.
He would be used to these conditions. Stephen Hill, great talent, super athletic.
I like the fact they're playing him sort of off half-back today, especially with his pace. They started him on the wing.
McDonald was scrunched. Morton thrown off it. Could have been holding the ball. It might be advantage anyway. Pavlich under pressure to McFarlane. Thought about running on.
We'll get it back here.
He's on again, Pavlich.
Oh, McFarlane has just simply ignored him.
Didn't see him
Turned
at
his
all.
Back on him.
Typical full forward.
Well, come on. He was 20 minutes away. 20 metres away. Has Pavlich got a voice? Surely he would have heard him.
Unless he was
I'm with you.
miming.
Yes.
He's trying to say quarter time, got some wax in the ears.
As long as he kicks it now, McFarlane.
That's true.
And he did.
He really gave it some shoe to make sure. Fremantle back in front.
Well, a good transfer of play. I take that all the way back, Spud. I reckon that goes back to the Hill spoil, all the way back. Melbourne had a good foray inside their forward 50. Good tackle by Subin. I like that when the ball gets in the hands of Matthew Pavlich, something comes. Now, he could have had a shot there, but he kicked it to McFarlane, no doubt about that. And didn't get quite the coverage he got back. He thought he was going to get a little 1-2 happening, but good goal to Fremantle, 2 in a row.
McFarlane there, 3 goals already. It's a worrying sign for James Frawley in the Melbourne coaching box. But Matthew Pavlich, there's possessions in today's football and there's possessions. But Pavlich has only had the 4, but he's had 2 inside 50s, 2 goal assists. So having a great impact already.
Sandlin, Solomon, Pavlich almost again on cue. Rivers. Cheney. And the boundary line, a win here for the Demons. Pavlich wants to keep it in, gets the free.
He got the free, drew the free. They needed, you're right, they needed to find the line there, the Deeds.
Well, the beauty of Pavlich, he's pushed forward. Lyndon Dunn's on him. Now, I know that Rivers is manning the mark, but Pavlich will push forward and outmark Lyndon Dunn.
Long to the square. McFarlane's down there. Off hands, Main. Oh, he
That's
missed
a
the
goal.
ball.
That's a goal.
I think it's a goal. Now,
Was there a fist on it?
Confusion here. She was about to call a goal, yeah.
It was fisted through.
Off his thigh.
Yep.
I thought it come off his shin.
So the knee and above is not a goal. That's the rule.
Just bounced a bit more than he thought.
Yeah,
good
fine.
decision.
Great decision.
Yeah, just above the knee. Tried to celebrate.
No, it's
just
a very-
bounced a bit.
It's a very good decision. It went from his right shin to his left thigh. So if it hadn't hit his left thigh, it would have been a goal. So, and the goal umpire, in her defence, wouldn't have been able to see that. She would have just seen the right shin there, and then go onto the left thigh.
She was in the right spot. Put it that way.
Another clearance to Hazelby. And the quick kick can be the most effective thing in these conditions.
Grover short. Tough ball for Main. That was an impossible ball. And they give him the free.
Well,
They had all the momentum, Melbourne, about 7 minutes ago.
they did. Little things can change the course of a game. Momentum swings all day in footy games, but I love the way this bloke goes about it, Spud. He just presents.
There's an old lesson for young kids as well. Wipe the wet ball on your jumper. Get the moisture off it before you kick it.
It's all about work rate with Chris Main. That's the thing I like about his game. He runs.
Wipes the hand as well to make sure he's got good purchase on the ball. And then sprays it.
Oh,
Almost. And it was a good mark to Frawley.
We just saw the free kick count there. The Demons fans, there's not a hell of a lot of them here, but 7-zip the free kick count in favour of Fremantle, so they have been bronxing a little bit, and they get a free kick. I think you'll hear about it.
Morton. He made that tough for McLean, who did well. Gave to Bate, and they're away.
Gee, they've got some loose players out this side of the ground.
now McNamara's free.
Short pass.
There's the hole now. Go back and settle.
He's got 30 seconds to think about this.
Well, they've covered the free men. You might as well hit the goal square here. Davey will come past and get the little 1-2, I reckon, here.
Well, he's never kicked a goal in AFL footy. This is game number 2
Back
for
yourself
Tom
in,
McNamara. It was a lamb to the slaughter in defence last week, playing on bigger opponents.
Yeah.
That's a big roost for his first AFL goal.
Fantastic kick. That's why he didn't look around. He just went back and had composure. There's a lot of players maybe saying, well, it could be a better option, but as we see now, the best option from him from 40 metres, go back and just assess the situation and get your technique right for kicking goal. Great transference of play from Melbourne. That's a magnificent hit from Tom McNamara. 190 centimetres, 87 kilos. Great signs there for Melbourne.
The 19-year-old South Adelaide boy, Tom McNamara, youngest drafted in the 2007 draft, pick 66 there. Make his NAB Cup debut at the start of last year as a 17-year-old, but didn't make it for a home and away game last year, but has a couple to his name this year. Jurrah, in fact, it's Jurrah who dropped it on the siren. And a quarter time here at the MCG, we have a game. Mark Harvey stalking the MCG. And it's 4 straight the Demons. Fremantle 3-4-22. Quarter time at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and Luke McFarlane has all 3 of Fremantle's goals. 3-4-22, plays 4 straight 24. McLean with 2 in the opening term for the Demons. What have you made of it, guys?
Pretty even stats all round. Kickers, as we have a look at the disposals there, effective disposals. Expect that in conditions, probably about 320 disposals sum up the game. The Melbourne supporters, as you highlighted, wouldn't be too happy with the free kick.
7-zip, haven't won a free kick yet to D's. I want to highlight the clearances because it's an area the Demons have struggled in recent times. Paul Hazelby's had 4 clearances for Fremantle, so the reality is with this situation is that if Melbourne can compete in that area of the game with Fremantle, they're going to give themselves a really good chance.
Their tackling also have been very good also. Very even with the tackle count.
There's Headland with that tattoo of his daughter, which made headlines last year for quite a number of weeks. There's Headland, had a little bit of it in the opening term after his 3-goal game last week, but certainly hasn't been dominant, just the 3 possessions.
Interesting to see whether Melbourne double team McFarlane after kicking 3 on Frawley early and see if they get a 3rd man up like Jared Rivers, who's very good at that.
So the Demons by 2 points to start this second term as we head downstairs. Lee Colbert.
Yeah, thanks, Dwayne. Conditions improved here. Rain's gone away and so's the wind, so it's quite nice for footy. Plenty of guys changing their boots. Coaches, all was the old ones, old cliches that we're used to. Head over the ball, balls low, play low, keep your hands, what is it, flat hands? There's plenty of that going on down here, mate. So old Shimmer Pickers is certainly coming out today.
Colby. Has it been that long for you, Colby? Get a secondary ball up. You can see the centre circle, as we said, for green round with the arrows flowing through, but that's an indicator of the wind direction today more so here at the MCG than anything. It has been a very tough day so far, and as Lee Colbert said, hopefully conditions on the improve. Some houses losing their roofs last night as Davey sends it inside 50. Robertson thought he had that. A big punch from Broughton. He gets it regardless, Robbo, from Bate. Broughton brings him down. Sandlin's doing some good work in defence. Johnson wraps him up.
In trouble now.
Holds the ball in.
No free still, Demons. They're not happy, the fans. They want it. Just want one. Throw us a bone.
Sandlin's tried to take that away from the contest. Sylvia finally got a boot on it, but Broughton front spot.
He's been very good, Broughton, on Russell Robertson so far in this game.
Hazelby, tough ball. Everton, not Davey, read that beautifully. Salts and candy and kicks the goal.
Just brilliant hands by Aaron Davey. The kick across the ground went in between the 2 players. I think they were looking for Everton, and it went in between, and he read it really well, Davey. Now, let's just go back and have a look at Miller peeling off and keeping his eye off the ball and just running into Hazelby. But the Hazelby kick across the ground, he just read it well. Look at his hands, clean hands, good decision maker in traffic, and a really good finish from a quality player.
Back to an 8-point Demon lead. Aaron Davey could be the key. The only player on the Melbourne list to have played every game this year. Ball up. Johnson reaches over the top. Hazelby been under pressure the whole time. Pavlich took them on but got the handball out. Sandlin's nice collect. A wobbler inside 50. Headland. Cheney with him. Edges him out of the contest and then slips Cheney. Allows Headland back in, but he slips. Rivers, Morton, Cheney, boundary line, and we'll get a ball in. Was it on the full? Let's have a look at this. Brad Miller running past the ball to Hazelby.
You want to be careful. You see Hazelby there. Is the ball within 5 metres?
I read it was.
It was.
I think he could legitimately say that Hazelby should have been expecting contact there.
Fair enough.
Jones over the top. Maloney couldn't run through it. Main does. Gives it up. Grover took on the tackle. Got his arms free. Almost a throw from Hazelby. Headland kicks it high towards the square. It's long. Is it strong? It wasn't touched.
Super goal. You talked about it, Liam. Clearances are so important in today's game, and again we see just an effort here from Hazelby. Another clearance. He's had 5 already, and Headland, the opportunist, kicks a very good goal there. Just sizes up the situation beautifully. Open goal square. Melbourne all defending their direct opponents. The skipper, James McDonald, tries to get a fist on it, but misses the ball completely.
Back to a 2-point Melbourne lead. Been some momentum swings in this one. Again, the umpire tosses it in the air. Sandlands with the palm. Shammer, clearance. Headland, inspired at the moment, went hard. Shammer back again.
He calls a spillage then, Headland.
Bate. Davey. Now he used some speed. It was a little fumble and a stumble. Superb kick. Petterd about 45 from goal.
Davey's the danger man for Freo at the moment. He's 11 disposals for Melbourne. He's run and carry around the half-back line's been superb.
They've got to, you can see him coming off the ground. They've got to put some time and effort into him. His ball use has been outstanding all year, but he's had 4 inside 50s already, Aaron Davey.
2 goal assists and 1 goal also. So he's the best player on the ground by a country mile at the moment. The Melbourne supporters, rightly so, clapping Aaron Davey as he comes off the ground. Valenti on.
Spends a lot of time coming on and off. Petterd from 45. Goal umpire does a lot of dancing. Only one behind.
So can we get down to lead Colin? Colin, you're keeping an eye on the interchange this afternoon. They've been a very low interchanging team, Melbourne. Are they rotating a bit more today?
They're ahead on the count today as opposed to Fremantle, 30-28. But Aaron Davey coming to the bench. He had 2 rests in the first quarter. Hazelby also came to the bench and had a chat on the phone to Mark
Hill.
Harvey.
Sorry, Colby, he had the big fly there. I thought he was going to take one of the big ones of the day, and we might not get many in these conditions. Done. What was it, inside 50? Mark taken by Drum. So after a few weeks in the 50s for interchange Melbourne, they're about to head into the 60s and 70s, the way we stand at the moment.
Well, they're going to probably be higher than that, Dwayne, because they're in a situation where they only did 47 the other day.
Yeah.
People are asking questions when they were 27 lower than everyone else, but no problems today rotating.
Hazelby long, and Morton takes the mark. Well, they might ask more questions if they have 80 today as to why they've only had 47, 50 and 57 the last 3 weeks.
No, it's a very good call, Dwayne, but getting back onto the game, Hazelby called for that handball off Stephen Hill, and he ran into a brick wall, so he's been very good, Paul Hazelby. There's no use getting a handball received just for handball receive's sake.
Valenti to McLean. Robbo, he could smell that one coming, couldn't pounce on it. Locked in. Drum. Duffield made it his problem. Now Robertson, he gets the snap away. No mark, not 15. Drum with the fist. Oh, Stephen Martin tried something clever, didn't quite come off. Ibbotson under pressure. What was it, outside 50, but it's about to come back. Jones from 51 goes long, high to the square. That one is touched through. Stephen Martin tried a back here from the goal line.
Good spoil there from Marcus Drum.
Here we go.
There's no doubt with this one. Yeah. The heel kick.
Yeah.
If it was Alan Didak, yeah, you'd have a go. Stephen Martin probably still a little bit experienced to be trying party tricks.
Of course, a basketball background, not a soccer background. He played under 20 basketball for Australia. Stephen Martin, short pass is good to Ibbotson.
Paul Duffield from full back. He's a marksman with his kicks. That was just lace out.
Peak. Pushed from the backside as he got the kick away. Bradley, if he gets this over the top, he can't. Rivers did well. He's an important factor, Jared Rivers. He's the only defender ever to win the NAB Rising Star Award.
It's been cruel with injuries since that first initial year.
Yeah. Dangerous spot here. Morton, boundary line was his friend, or Valenti, who is one of the Melbourne players that has improved this year, Shane Valenti.
And the player that did it the hard way through Sandringham to get his opportunity.
More scoots it back. Cheney, Valenti.
We'll definitely be seeing more of that in the next couple of years. More of those VFL players. So if you're out there thinking your chance might be gone, I reckon you keep working hard enough, there'll be an opportunity down the track.
Especially with Gold Coast coming in 2 years' time, Western Sydney, there's going to be another 88 players playing AFL football in 4 years' time.
Bate. He waited and waited. Couldn't find anyone free.
There's a free.
Yep.
There it is.
Free for an arm slap.
Biggest cheer for the day from the Melbourne supporters. Lee Colbert down there at ground level.
Yes, they've gone mad. The Melbourne supporters very happy with that.
Paul Johnson. Almost a good mark to McLean. Used his body, but couldn't complete the deal. Oh, a head clash. McLean felt that for a while, but he's a tough nut. Maloney, he thumps it inside 50, but it's a bouncing ball that didn't quite meet the top of his foot. And maybe a little bit of blood there as well from McLean.
Friendly fire there. McLean and Sylvia.
Might actually get him going a bit more. Brock McLean likes that sort of stuff. And the ball in. Oh, another head clash. This time Hazelby's down. Pavlich, you heard the call.
We've got numbers here, Melbourne.
Cheney, they all slide in. Ball ricochets to Sylvia. His kick poor.
Well, Chris Tarrant is a loose man just at the moment, so Melbourne just have to be aware that they're trying to free Chrissy Tarrant up.
Subin and Tarrant, mixed possessions. Peake gets a free kick there against Morton. Crowd don't necessarily agree. Brock McLean is bleeding from the face there, as you see, and there's the Hazelby head clash. So McLean with a little bit of blood trickling from his lip. I'll just lick that off and get on with it. Might have to come off. Headland. That's a 70-metre bomb. Pavlich. Almost a pluck from behind. Cheney did well, really, in the end to make that contest work in his favour. And Maloney finds Bartram. Davey.
So they're always trying to get the ball in Aaron Davies' hands.
Here it goes again. This is disposal 13.
Johnson to Davey to Bate. Open forward line. Petterd.
He's been lively across half forward, Ricky Petterd.
Jurrah calling for it. He's on the lead. He's on the move. Got a hand to it. Can't crumb it. Lays a good tackle. No free for holding the ball against Shammer. Crowd don't think he disposed of it legally.
We had no prior opportunity.
But you still can't throw it away, can you?
I think it's spilled in the tackle.
Lucky to get away with it. Johnson might make something out of nothing. A big ruckman shows a little bit of dexterity.
Not often you see that. Big ruckman showing dexterity, as Dwayne would say. But he did really well, Paul Johnson, there. We have a look at this. The stoppage areas, the areas Fremantle have been a bit better up against the biggest player in the league. Was able to get a little foot on it. And an empty goal square made it a bit easier, Spud.
He's been very competitive today, Paul Johnson, against the Premier Ruckman in the competition. He's had 12 hit-outs to Sandiland's 17, 6 disposals and a goal, 3 clearances. Great start for Paul Johnson.
There was a period last year where he had such a good run of form going that they ended up letting Jeff White go. He had one of the best tap-to-clearance winning possession rates in the comp.
They finally worked out.
Brock
Hasn't been able to lick his chops well enough to get the blood off. Brock?
Yes.
Off he goes.
As I said, comes from a family of tough nuts all the way back to his great-grandfather, Findlay McLean. He was a bare-knuckle fighter whose fists made him famous around Australia. Grandfather Rob McLean, known as the protector in Carlton's VFL premiership teams of 38 and 45. And, of course, there's Uncle Ricky, who's a more modern-day legend of the McLean family. And the ball up, Valenti. Johnson having a purple patch. Jones to go a long way back to go forward, but Miller couldn't take the mark. Jurrah, it's almost a throw.
It's gotta be a throw.
Here's a throw.
It's interesting, Brad Miller, you see him there handing the ball back to Shammer. Chris Tarrant's allowing Miller to go up the ground. At the moment, Melbourne is scoring, so Dean Bailey won't be loath to change too much at the minute.
McFarlane a free for an arm slap against Frawley. 3 goals in the opening term, Luke McFarlane, but goalless so far, and we're halfway through the second term. And maybe too far out to score here. See what he tries. As I said earlier, that breeze has been swirling. Hard to predict. Might be going your way 1 minute, and it's going against you the next.
Sandlands has pushed forward about 20 metres out from Randall's goal.
Geez, a tough kick from here.
There's Sandlands. That's the option for mine.
Gives it some sky. The Flyers guy. Sandland stayed down, almost off his shoe for a goal as we head downstairs. Lee Colbert.
Just on Aaron Davey, we know how good he is by foot, but he's been on the ground 33 minutes of a possible 45, and he's had a game-high 13 possessions.
Thanks, Colby. Bate steals it.
Miller's on here.
Valenti. Miller had to stop and wait for it, and that could be costly. Valenti sidesteps one, gets through another, hands to Bate, looks up, kicks smothered by Van Berlo. Kepler-Bradley, he might have messed it up in return. Bate spins out of trouble, shoots the handball wide. Colin Sylvia left it behind. He's tackled by Duffield, even wider. Davey, Headland, that's almost a throw as well. Gets away with it. Shammer got it from Hazelby, gives it up. Tarrant, wide ball. Sylvia with the fist, does well.
That's a very good spoil there. Not to give a free kick away to Des Henlon. The hardest ball in the game, running with the flight of the ball.
Yeah, I would have thought that Hazelby should have really been on the ground there, and the 2 big blokes should have flown for that ball.
I think it must have dropped on them all and forced them to all make their decisions at the last possible second.
Well, Hazelby had a big first half. He's at 15 possessions already.
Short pass and precise pass, and he is a cult figure. Russell Robertson, they love him, the Demon fans, and they've been waiting for him to be given a game again. He's been kept out of this team, according to the selectors, not part of the best 22 or not part of the long-term plans for the best 22.
Well, he knows how to celebrate if he can kick this.
Sprays it a little, and Jurrah.
That's a mark, though. That's inexcusable from Freo defence.
Having a word to Dodd.
One of the Fremantle players had to come in at a 90-degree angle to the kick and just put the ball 8 rows back. All going for the mark on the goal line. Inexcusable.
Runs around, snaps, and misses everything.
It's a fraction casual there, you'd think.
Yeah.
Just see that all of Fremantle players.
Surely.
Yeah.
But Duffield there spectating, just had to come over the top, bodyline the ball.
Liam Jurrah will probably learn you don't have those words to your opponent until after you kick the goal. Duffield.
The Duffield-Davey matchup's been an interesting one. Duffield, we know, is a really good player in terrific form. But at the moment, Davey's a real danger man for Fremantle.
More Stephen Martin tried to take a little bit of Pavlich's ear. Pavlich has the Sharon. 60-metre launch. McFarlane flies. Got a hands to it, couldn't mark. Stephen Martin got back to Valenti.
Been very good, Valenti.
And Carl Morton can't keep that in.
Wasn't his best kick, but he's had 11 disposals also. 4 contested possessions. Clearance. It's Carl Morton.
Yeah, Valenti, as Liam said, he's gone the long way around. Began this season on the rookie list for the 2nd year in a row. Shane Valenti started today on the bench, 22 years of age. Jones, turnover. Maybe a turnover back again. Bartram. Maloney, turnover for the turnover. Peak. Bradley. Pavlich is lurking.
Pushing hard here, Pavlich.
And didn't give it to him. Went for McFarlane, and Frawley picked it off.
Read it really well, James. Frawley left his opponent, peeled off.
Second possession just as good to Bartram. Bate.
You're right, Pickers. He's guarding the space better now, James Frawley.
Yeah.
Not playing from behind, he's playing in front, which is good.
McNamara tried to set it up. Miller, Maloney, Valenti. Squeezes the kick to Robbo. Fisted away from him. Sylvia turns out of trouble. Bounces it to full forward. Dodd elected not to take possession. And Liam Jurrah telling him, why don't you take control of it, mate?
It's good to see. That's guarding the space you call the pickers.
Yeah, look, he's got great pace. He's got to use his tools, and that's anticipation skills and his ability to read the game.
I thought we were told Liam Jurrah couldn't speak a lot of English.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I thought he had 3 or 4 languages he was very good at.
Yeah.
He's having a little bit, chirping away a bit out there at the moment, which is good.
I suppose it doesn't take long to learn Squibbed it.
I don't know if you were saying that. I think you were saying he should have just grabbed it instead of punched it.
I thought that means Squibbed it. High kick. Robbo!
He
That's a
hugged it.
monster!
What a beauty.
I want to have a look at this. It's a fantastic ride, but they look like they've got 8 sets of hands on it. The Robbo's just going to have a good look at it himself.
The Freo boys.
Let's have a look at
Great
this.
leap.
My word, it is. No.
Oh, no.
He had third purchase on
Greg
it.
Broughton had first grip of the ball from behind. There's Greg Broughton.
That's not remarkable.
No.
That's just one for old time's sake from the umpires there.
Well, Greg Broughton should have spoiled too, by the way.
That's a thank you for a great career.
Well, it was a great leap by Robbo and a good finish. But Broughton, really, he should have been punching anyway. If you have a look at this. The long punching ball in from Dunn. Robbo loves to fly early. That's what his great mark, trademark is.
It's actually a mark to Broughton.
It was a Broughton mark, really, but he needed to fist that.
He has been a star, Robbo. Draws level on the games list today with Gary Lyon and Stan Alves, 2 of the all-time Melbourne superstars, and could well finish his career with the same goals as well as Gary Lyon. 226 and 426 goals. It's 226 games and 426 goals Russell Robertson has to get to beat Gary Lyon, and
He's one of the first
420 goals now.
One of the first players to come off the rookie list too, Dwayne, Russell Robertson.
In fact, he was delisted and relisted again, Robbo, so he had to do it the hard way early doors as well. Johnson to Jones.
I think he was the first one to come off Almost Footy Legends, wasn't he?
He was. Took the big mark on Almost Footy Legends.
Head down to Lee Colbert. Brock McLean looks in a little bit of trouble in the centre of the ground there, Colby.
Yeah, very proppy just after that centre bounce. I'm not sure whether he got cleaned up or what, but he's had a fairly tough day so far, whack in the mouth, and now he's just struggling for breath.
Jenny, outside of the foot, didn't work. Miller, tight in the clenches. Demons, as we head into time on in this second term, have the biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
We mentioned it earlier. This will give us a good look at the effort of McLean hitting his head on the ground. The big man, 125 kilos, landing on him. I was about to say Paul Johnson's work, but then that bit of work by Hazel, by the big man Sandlands was outstanding.
Main sits it up, peak. James McDonald did well, held his ground, knocked it to his own advantage and heads wide.
Had to be hands in the back, you would have thought too, from Peak.
McNamara, little fumble, puts him under pressure. Mundy kept his feet initially, dived in. Morton makes it a 2-on-2 with Main. Peak back in. Brilliant tackle, McNamara. Again, not rewarded. Crowd not happy again. You wouldn't expect anything else. McDonald, captain, trying to inspire them. Long kick. Bate, half held, no free. Robbo, half held, no free. Duffield's over him now. And Duffield actually rides him like a rodeo rider. And will get a ball up.
Have a look at this bit of work by Big Sandlands here to Hazelby. They've combined so well today.
McLean dragged down as he got the kick away. Tarrant, Pavlich, Tarrant, not a lot to go to forward.
That was Hazelby's 6th clearance in the first half. He's been very good.
Loves these conditions for Hazelby.
Subin, Drum, Tarrant back
It's just a poor
to
off from
Drum.
that.
McFarlane caught by Frawley, got the handball up just in time. Drum thumps it long. Hazelby's ball in a one-on-one. Bartram with the fist and Peck with the toe.
Now, we've played just about a half of footy. 22 and a half minutes into the second quarter. Free kick count, Fremantle 10, Melbourne 1.
What's the chance of that evening up in the second half?
Well, they're a fair way behind at the minute. 10-1.
It's funny how they seem to even up, though, after half-times. Bartram, after Jones gave it to him. McDonald. Rivers. And as they say in the classics, it's not how many you get, it's where you get them. And sometimes they tend to even up in the back half. Kick towards the wing. Subin with the fist.
It's not a big crowd here, but you can hear it.
Pavlich
Lost it.
left it behind. McLean, he could pay full price here. Miller, long. He misses. A let off for the Pav.
Pavlich's defence, he was trying to get the handball, but you've got to get the disposal first. And should have bodylined the ball as well. Not sure whether he was looking for contact there also after having a look at the replay.
He's lucky he's played 210 magnificent games, Matthew Pavlich, because that was the first game. He'd be worried by it. Main.
Well, he won't be happy with it when he sees it, Dwayne. It's as simple as that.
Peak. McDonald doing a good job on him at the moment. McNamara, speaking of good jobs, stolen back by Mundy. Might get the shot away here. Centering pass instead. Maloney cuts it off. McLean runs into trouble. Hands to Bate.
They're running hard, Melbourne, at the moment.
Miller.
Now, just got to get it on. Well done, Brad Miller.
Dunn has not missed a shot at goal all year, Lyndon Dunn. Sends it long towards the square. Just touched into the post.
Had to lower his eyes. You had Petterd there on his own. We'll have another look at it after another stoppage. A good effort by Fremantle to hit the line, but when Lyndon Dunn was running, carrying, Petterd's direct opponent come off him to put pressure on Dunn and then just had to chip it over the top.
McFarlane looking for Hazelby. He's kicked 8 straight this year, though, Lyndon Dunn. He's hot.
He was just a fraction too far out.
Maloney, Davey, back to Maloney. Stephen Martin rises. Did he get his arms knocked? No.
Good recovery.
Gets his own crumb. Oh, brilliant tackle holding the ball. Marcus Drum playing for his footy life and doing a good job of it. Subin. Pavlich grabs that one. Hands to Mundy. He can go all the way here. From the paint. Sends it long, high. Almost peaked with the pluck, but it's a behind. Game's lifted in tempo.
Well, it certainly has. Both sides running hard just before half-time.
Weather has cleared a bit.
Here's Lyndon Dunn. Now, let me show, didn't quite see it there, unfortunately.
Valenti hands it back. Maloney uses some run. Pops it to Petterd.
Sylvia's pushed on.
Sylvia should get this very clever kick. Sylvia into space. And Liam Jurrah will make that kick look good because it was bad.
No, he was deliberately going. I'm joking. I'm joking. I know he was having a
Petterd, that was a magnificent kick from Ricky Petterd.
Oh, that was a good kick.
Well, earlier on, Lyndon Dunn burnt him, but he thought, no, I'll give it to a player in the best position. Sylvia's hard running. I just think Melbourne are running hard. It's just a fraction harder than Freo at the moment.
Oh, my word, they are. Gee, I've never seen anyone look the way Dwayne did when he was going to try and back up Colin Sylvia.
Thought you managed it for a minute.
No, I don't.
And the find of the year for the Demons stretches the lead to 22 points.
Luck is a fortune because that will go down as an effective kick for Colin Sylvia. Yes, and Dwayne's eyes nearly popped out his sockets when you see Colin Sylvia here size up the goals and shanked it beautifully onto the chest of Liam Jurrah there. But it was Petterd's kick into space. That was what set the goal up. Great play. They're running harder at the moment, Melbourne. Beautiful finish too from Liam Jurrah.
They took the gamble, Melbourne. Took him pick 1 pre-season ahead of Ben Cousins, ahead of Josh Carr and Hayden Skipworth. And Liam Jurrah has paid them back. 1 minute 25 left on the clock. 22-point lead at the moment. Solomon with the thump. Gee, McFarlane, big leap. Couldn't bring it down. Grover almost had it. McDonald skims it outside 50. Hazelby.
Got a good shepherd.
Broughton needs to hit a chest. Headland, well, he might size them up from 60. And it's too wide. They're behind.
That's what I've really noticed with Melbourne, especially in the second quarter. They kicked the handball ratio. They were going pretty much 1 kick to 1 handball in the first quarter. They're now up to 99 kicks and 71 handballs, and that's a much more efficient way to play footy in these conditions.
Amazing pass from Carl Morton. I think he did mean that. Davey.
Well, he's been the best player on the ground, Dave. His ball use by foot has been extremely good.
Valenti just cut off that pass. Duffield wide. Van Berlo. Ibbotson tried to slick handball, missed it. Crowd wanted holding the ball. Didn't think he disposed of it legally. Maloney throws it out. Broughton. A little knock-on was good from Solomon. Ibbotson, but to Broughton's feet.
Well, they're worrying them out at the moment, Melbourne. They've got more numbers around the ball.
20 seconds left on the clock. Miller takes the mark, plays on, and nails it. They lead by 27.
Great 6 minutes from the Melbourne Football Club. We see Aaron Davey come off the ground again, and it was just the pressure around the loose ball. They've had more numbers all day. They're just worried. The extra handball from Freo. They haven't played these conditions well. Melbourne have. Handball in congestion to a 4-on-1 is not good football. Mark Harvey wouldn't be too happy with that. And it opens up the corridor beautifully for Melbourne. Brad Miller, his work rate's been there, but Aaron Davey calls that spillage again.
Fremantle could still win the wooden spoon. Melbourne win today, they'll only be a game behind Freo on the ladder with 2 games to play. From the ball up, Sandlands, Solomon. They're in a hole, the Dockers. Half-time can't come quick enough. Morton, as the siren sounds, 27 points the margin. Melbourne, 9-4-58. Fremantle, 4-7-31. It might be 15th versus 16th on the AFL ladder, but we've got a show. Stick around. Welcome back to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Half-time here. 27-point lead to the Demons, thanks to a 5-goal-to-1 second term. Second half not far from getting underway as we head downstairs to Lee Colbert, who I think's got one of those nostril spreaders we were talking about.
You're absolutely correct, Wayne. Have a look. I've found Liam Pickering's down on the boundary line here. Have a look at this.
A bit of gold by Lee.
They are Sputter. Exactly what Liam wears. It just opens up the nostrils, Liam.
It looks like it's actually shrunk, Colby.
Yeah, well, this is Liam, so you know we've got a little bit bigger one, extra large. But beautiful conditions now. No wind, no rain, so
we've had enough.
To a second half.
Move on.
Can't beat a good sight gag. Don't know if that was a good sight gag.
He's been working on that one for a couple of weeks, Colby, but I quite liked it. I thought it was good.
Of course you did.
Round 20 clash here at the MCG. Pavlich trying to draw the boys together. It's the big game for both clubs, even though it's 15th versus 16th. It would be a little bit embarrassing for the Dockers if they were to go down today, but the Demons showing some fight. Jim Steins is here again today, a man who is showing quite a lot of fight. The former president now of the Melbourne Footy Club. And if they don't win another game this season, the Demons, they will go down as the worst team since Fitzroy, who had back-to-back seasons in 95 and 96. That were the poorest we'd seen for a long time. Well, Melbourne is facing a 3-win and 3-win back-to-back season stretch, the worst since Fitzroy. If they can't grab a win between now and the end of the year, they're on track to grab one here. Free kick immediately from the middle, and immediately it's going to go to Mundy. The Dockers free. No Melbourne jeers though.
No,
Sandlin pushing forward here.
Can't get near it, but the man who dominated in the opening term at this end, McFarlane, takes the mark. Free kick for a push.
And fair enough, the hands were in the back. It was just 10 metres off the ball before he made contact there.
Just joined us for the first time. Melbourne received 1 free kick in the first half to Fremantle 11. So it's just their second free kick. Dwayne Russell's got a theory that they may end up being about even by the end.
We'll see how we go. Over the top of it, Des Headland, break free of him. Umpire called play on. Hill throws it on the boot but sends it way wide. Pavlich lurking. Bartram, good fist. Pavlich knows he needs to lift a little to drag his boys across the line, or at least try and drag them back into this contest. They trail by 27. That
Two
pushes
actions.
in the side, was it?
Yeah, it's 2 actions, though. It's the one that we talked about last year. I don't agree with it, but it's the 2 actions that the umpires will ping you on.
They have been consistent on that one this year. It's interesting Paul Hazelby started on the bench. He's been one of their better players in the first half, so I'm not sure whether he's got a niggle or they're looking for a different mix in the middle of the ground.
Been a lot of argument as to Paul Hazelby's game time and how the Dockers have treated him this year. He had 11 possessions in the first quarter last week and just 14 for the rest of the game, so maybe a similar trend happening here. Grover.
There's no injury there. We saw Paul Hazelby on the bench there, cooling his jets.
Kepler Bradley also there, boys, in his tracksuit top, so I'll keep an eye on him, see if Kepler's okay.
58 plays 31 from the ball in. Davey, Bate, McDonald. Oh, that's high. Any higher, he would have missed him altogether. And a free kick. Crowd liked it. Davey tries to spot a pass. Jurrah just overran it. Big Sandlands, long way to bend down, but he did well.
Now,
Hill.
there's nothing at all past the centre. They're all streaming back now, the Fremantle players, but nothing forward of the camera there, except now Main's pushed hard.
Subin gets a shepherd from Shammer,
That's
goes
good.
long and goes all the way. Back to 17.
Just what Freo needed was an early goal. Aaron Sandland's quite interesting enough. He was the guy that picked the ground level ball. It hasn't taken a mark today, but his work at ground level has been super. Very good kick from Stephen Hill over the top, and he called it pickers. There was a lot of space over the top, and he summed it up beautifully to an open forward line. Kick truly. Can they get back-to-back goals to get some form back and some confidence back in this game of football?
Cuts the margin back to 21. 3 minutes in third term. Umpire continuing to throw the ball up. Johnson and Sandlands
Well,
and McDonald.
there.
He did. Having a good game. Long kick. Front spot, Broughton.
Need to talk there, the boys.
Crunched. Liam Jurrah pounces. Kicks around the body towards full forward. And bounces it through.
kick.
Unless it's a free.
It's a goal.
That's a goal.
Centre clearance is crucial. You see Liam Jurrah there, snapped over his head truly. It was going to be a free kick anyway, but great tap from Paul Johnson down to the Melbourne skipper, James McDonald. Centre clearance in these conditions. Good pick up from Liam Jurrah. That's what you want to do when you're under pressure, just get the ball in your boot. There's going to be a free kick there anyway for Stephen Martin against Marcus Drum. The umpire paid a kick.
I'd like to have another look at that. He seemed to me like Martin was fringing. I reckon Martin was the one infringing there. He had Drum by the arm, tucked under his arm. And I think that in the shepherding, it's amazing. Around the ground, you put any body contact on and they'll play a free kick in the goal scoop. You just about maul everyone.
Told you they'd even up. Maloney. Long, almost Petterd, then almost Robertson, and then almost Sylvia. Broughton. Heads wide, Everton. Dockers under extreme pressure now. And getting back, Cheney. Maloney. Petterd. Gee, misread that badly. Solomon. Broughton. Bounces the handball to him, but they've got so many players back. The Dockers, they've got no one to go forward to. Headland rolls it straight to Jones.
The thing with Freo, though, they're getting the ball and they're stationary. They're not running forward and trying to take the Melbourne defence on.
Davey, low and strong, but offline ever so slightly.
But that passage of play there from Freo, they had 7 disposals, Dwayne, and not once did they get the ball, tuck it under their arm and run forward. Their first possession, their first look was always out the back. A lot of that is due to Melbourne's defence. They've been very good, their forward pressure today, Melbourne.
Duffield short, Mundy. Broughton. A wobbler, tough one to mark. Jones and Hill. Hill with the slap on, but straight to Frawley, playing in front of McFarlane, turns it over. Duffield looks
Main's
up.
on.
Main runs onto it. Did he get there? He did, but he spilt the mark. Morton, Main, two WA boys know each other well. Ball knocked out to Rivers. Centering kick to Bate. Looked around, he's got the runners. Heads wide to Cheney.
Just opening up this game a bit here for Melbourne.
Robertson on the lead. Over his head. And the mark easy to Grover.
Sandlin's pushing wide here to space.
Takes the mark, wants to play on. Hazelby's there if he wants him wide. Goes central, Solomon, Duffield, lead comes, Pavlich on the move. They set into full forward. Let's see if he can do the job.
And it's a good move. And Lyndon Dunn wouldn't be used to playing at full back. So if Fremantle can get some quality ball, this matchup will be a real worry for Dean Barley and the Melbourne coaching staff.
Well, it's a good match-up in the midfield, and he's done a pretty good job in the first half. If it takes him to the goal square, they need to rethink that, maybe put Frawley back on him and just reshuffle their back line a little bit.
Important kick this. Had the momentum a couple of times in this game, Fremantle. Haven't capitalised. Poor kick. And doesn't even scrape in for a score. It's a ball in.
It's probably...
Lee Colin.
Aaron Davey comes to the bench again, as he will do throughout the day. Shammer's picking him up now, and the one was interesting was Hazelby after a 17-possession first half starting on the bench.
Bartram. Jones. McNamara. McDonald. They can sense it at the moment, the Demons. A win is there for the taking. Drum to Hill. It's around Jones, but sets up Mundy.
Another handball under pressure, and give it to some teammate who's under more pressure.
Jones, the toe off the deck. Johnson trying to inspire them. Wasn't really a handball. Must have got a little bit of fist on it. Umpire didn't pay a free. Bumped off it. Over the top, Valenti. Hazelby. Valenti picks it back up. McNamara.
Yeah, they're all right.
Sylvia to Valenti. A wobbler towards Martin. Tarrant with the
Good
fist.
spoil from Tarrant.
Brilliant spoil. Broughton gives it back. Over the top to Subin. Sidesteps. Van Berlo. Tarrant. They need a mark.
Yeah, this is
Pavlich
good.
provides.
This is a good matchup for Freo at the moment. Dean Bailey and Sean Wellman, the defensive coach at Melbourne, will be assessing this situation at the moment. Hasn't hurt them on the scoreboard. If it starts to hurt them on the scoreboard, they'll make a change.
Just got the fist on the ball there, Johnson. Mundy, as you saw, came off. But all eyes now. Matthew Pavlich. Tough kick. Wind has been swirling.
These two shots have been in poor positions. I mean, the one just before was the other side of the ground, but it was less than 45 degrees from about 50. So if Lyndon Dunn is going to allow Pavlich to take marks, pushing towards the boundaries, at least not a bad result. And I'd certainly be looking at the matchup and go Rivers or Frawley on the Pavlich if he's going to play deep.
Well, Pav needs to be aware of that too and say, well, let's get McFarlane up around 30 metres and maybe I'll patrol the north of 30 area and turn Lyndon Dunn around. So I'm in the contested mark situation in the corridor.
Well, he's the most dangerous forward. McFarlane started off well with 3 goals, but if Pavlich is playing at the goal square, he's certainly the most dangerous forward on the ground, probably.
They've done this pretty well, Melbourne, to the open side with some space in the free man, McDonald. Done. This kick's the big one, and Valenti made it okay. 3 Dockers were around him, ready to pounce. Valenti heads wide to Rivers.
The thing I like about Melbourne, they are switching the ball and they're doing it quickly. So if you switch the ball slowly, it allows the opposition to reset and get numbers behind the ball. But their continual quick ball movement has been a real worry for Freo here today.
Robertson short to Jurrah.
It was actually a really clever kick by Robertson. He may even get it back. Because the longer targets were about a kick and a bit away, and they were all screaming there with their hands up, but they were probably 55 metres away. Time the ball got there, there would have been a chance for the Fremantle defenders who'd push back the spoil, but the little hit up, the players were standing around flat-footed. Jurrah was the one player on the move.
Another massive kick. He's kicked 2. And that won't be number 3. In fact, he gets it back, almost makes amends. Sandlands.
He's roved well today, Sandlands.
Danger here. Miller and Tarrant kicks it off the deck. Doesn't succeed. McDonald to reload. Can have the shot. Little indecisive there. Valenti shoots it back. McNamara Goes toward goal to the square. Sandlands gobbles that up with ease.
Bad option. Brad Miller was 15 metres out. Going to have a long shot, you need to score, but just to kick the ball in hope for 5 metres out, it's impossible for the forwards to get onto that. They need to kick the ball 15 metres out.
Morton flies. Couldn't take the mark, but knocked it down to Bates' advantage. Sends it back to the square.
That's a better kick.
Robertson!
Well, that's the kick we were looking for just previous. Get the ball 10 metres out in front. It gives you forwards. It didn't go long and high so the defender could really set for a spoil. The long left foot kick from Bate kept low and it went to a real dangerous area and had the defenders on the back foot. Great play.
Dodd going to ground didn't help. You slip over in defence, the last line, Danny, as you'd know as a former fullback, you're just about cooked.
Hurt you on the scoreboard.
2 goals for Robbo. 33 points, the biggest lead of the game.
Young fan there with the ball, but that was a really good build-up. I love the kick of Bate. You're right, because he didn't give it a lot of air. The Sandlands was there as well. So the more air he put on this ball, the easier it would have been for Sandlands, who's 7 foot, to come in and spoil, but he kept it pretty low, which meant Sandlands couldn't get there, and Dodd happened to fall over, which helped.
And the key to that kick, he looked inboard, he assessed where the defence were and put it to his teammates' advantage.
Brought him back into the lineup this week, Russell Robertson. Really made him work hard for his return game. Game 226. He's provided a couple of big ones. Valenti kicks forward, this game at breaking point. Davey could break it from 50, sends it low. Surely they're not 16th on the ladder.
Great play from Davey. I don't like this matchup, Shammer versus Davey. Lack of leg speed. Brian Shammer's normally in and under. And if you're going to play on a guy like Aaron Davey and you've got a lack of leg speed, have a look at the positioning of Shammer here. He didn't get goal side of Davey. First on the ball, Davey. Shammer chasing 5 metres behind. Very ordinary positioning, but fantastic centre clearance play. Great play from Davey also. That's terrific play. Melbourne are here to play today.
(77-38). Matthew Pavlich getting cold in the Fremantle goal square.
There's Shammer on Davey, top of screen. He needs to play 5 metres off Aaron Davey because you're body on body. Davey's always going to beat him for leg speed.
My word, he is.
McLean with a clearance of sorts. It was toward the wing. A race on. And a good battle too. Bartram just overran that with Ibbotson. Little 1-2. Hazelby, Van Berlo. Bouncing ball. Kepler Bradley can't take it. Kyle Morton. So again, Pavlich won't get near it here. And boy, do they need a clearance. Pavlich runs up to man the mark.
It's been an area Melbourne have been really good today, really competitive against probably the best tap ruckman in the AFL.
McLean to Frawley, they're done.
And also their work rate. They've been getting back, supporting their defence after the first 15 minutes, and then they're, more importantly, they're running hard forward.
McNamara driven into the deck. That's a free.
Ooh, and 50, I reckon. No. There's a fair bit to say there, Pete, the umpire. Numbers all the way back here for Fremantle. So just kicking, looking to go square it up, but well done, Sylvia.
Got in good position, but Broughton likewise read it well.
Wayne, have you said something to the umpires in half-time?
Well, I told you they'd even up. What are they right now?
4-1 this quarter, Melbourne's favour.
Okay.
Still got a bit of work to do to catch up.
Oh, they've got a quarter and a half left. Ibbotson. Broughton.
Big Sandlands on his own.
Someone needs to inspire them. Sandlands inboard. Solomon. Bounce hand pass. Get on the end of that. Jones does. Rides the bump. Tries to slip the handball up to Valenti. Into the back was De Boer. Got the ball. Gave to Sandlands. Heads it wide. Goes to Bradley.
Yeah, it's nearly 52.
He was thrown after he marked it.
There was 2 actions there.
Just want to have a look at this now. You see Davey, this is the last Davey goal. See him standing next to Shammer. And you talk about a difference in leg speed. Shammer's going as hard as he can. Davey's got enough time to run onto it and accelerate. It's knowing your opponent, and he's obviously worked out pretty quickly that he's got a decided pace advantage there, Aaron Davey.
Pavlich had a shot from here earlier in the term. It's a tough pocket to kick a goal from. Not bad off the boot from Kepler. And boy, did they need that.
Quite interesting that Sandilands has been getting a little bit of space this quarter. He's probably the one player in the ruck that's really trying to generate something. Good mark, good shot on goal, good contested mark. Now, was it 50? Yeah, it was nearly 2 actions. Benefit of the doubt there for Kepler Bradley, but a very good kick. Much needed goal for Freo. They need to get back-to-back goals here. Bradley going straight in the ruck after kicking that goal.
Kepler Bradley straight back into the ruck after kicking the goal.
There's a chance here for Paul Johnson. He's rucked pretty well today, Paul Johnson's against Sandilands, so Melbourne would be a realistic chance of winning this clearance.
Ball tossed in the air, up they fly. Bradley jump over the line and into Johnson. And we'll get a secondary ball up, and this time they don't have to be over their side of the line. They stand side by side. Mundy was third man up, and again Everton can't get it out. We'll get a ball up. Fremantle finished 14th last year with 6 wins. They're currently 15th with 5 wins. They're staring at having a worse season than last year, and not many people thought that was possible at the start of this year. Davey with the tackle, in the back a little.
They're first to the ball, Melbourne, and when Freo are first to the ball, the tackling pressure of Melbourne's been terrific.
Maloney, the seas parted for him, heads toward Petterd. Tough ball to mark, Drum did well. Grover, Headland.
Get the ball to Bradley.
He has to wait for it a while. Dodd. Grover. Pavlich wants a big long bomb.
Well, he can't go long at the moment because Jared Rivers is free for Melbourne, and he's double teaming Matthew Pavlich.
Pavlich thinks he can beat them both. Just got the hand up saying bang it.
And Stephen Martin also has come back for Melbourne. So Melbourne have got 2 free players inside their defensive 50, which is going to make it really difficult for them to score, but more importantly, Freo to score.
Pavlich beaten by Dunn, and Bate takes the mark. It was just 15. 18 minutes gone, third term. Melbourne trying for its 4th win of the season. High kick towards Petterd. Bradley with him with the reach. Petterd, as you would expect, better on the ground. Sylvia. Robertson. Just over his head. Played for the arm slap free. Drum didn't hit an arm and gets a free.
There's good pressure again, though, from Melbourne. Dean Bailey would be wrapped with the forward pressure.
Headland on the open side.
From the Melbourne forwards today.
Main calls for it inboard.
On the hard running from Melbourne, they've got boundary side of their direct opponents in this passage of play. Never look at this. All can happen is a mark to Melbourne or a spoil.
Used strength well there.
The work rate from Freo is non-existent at the moment.
Oh, the problem is the Shammer match-up on Davey's not good for the Fremantle side.
And Drum gets in the hole.
Davey is up to 23 touches. He's had 8 inside 50s, Aaron Davey.
Solomon. About to tick into time on third term. Main. Hasn't been as big a day at the office this week as it was last week, and boy, was he met heavily by Rivers there. Slow getting up. Martin, Jones, sends a long ball to Robertson. Has the sit. Can't take the mark. Grover.
Good tackle.
Dragged down. It was a good tackle. Got his arms free. Drum pokes it wide. Big spoil Jones. Knocks it down. Davey to Jones. Takes them on. Beats 2. They collide. Sends it inboard to Bate.
2 missed tackles there from Drum and Hazelby. Jones just bullocked his way through. Hazelby in front of you, Lee Cole, but they look nonplussed at the moment, Freo.
That was awesome play from Jones right in front of me. He hit the contest so hard, and then to have the ability to hit a target on his left. Well played.
Aaron Davey involved again. He's had 7 touches for the quarter.
Oh, got the 3 Stooges there. 2 of them collided trying to get to him.
7-0. Shammer yet to touch the ball for the quarter.
And Bate from 40 kicks the goal. 39 points.
Great play from Melbourne. They're winning the hard ball. They're winning the tackles. They're winning the clearances. They're using the ball well. The Aaron Davey matchup, and Shammer is all at sea at the moment. No doubt Mark Harvey will look at that matchup. Davey's pushed forward to make Shammer play as a back pocket now, which is an interesting matchup in itself, but just the options and the work rate of Jones, just seeing bullying his way through there. There wasn't much of a gap, but he's taken the game on.
Big names in there as well. Chris Scott, front centre. Dean Wallace.
It's a fraction grumpy, Chris Scott there. Pretty disappointed with what we're seeing at the moment.
Especially those last two attempted tackles.
Mark Harvey, of course, and Chris Bond was there to the right, just out of the picture. Hazelby dropped and receives the free, too high.
And one thing about Chris Scott and Mark Harvey, they love to compete as players, but Melbourne at the moment, contested possessions 104 to 82 Melbourne's way.
Well, think about the styles of those three, Mark Harvey, Chris Scott and Dean Wallace.
Oh, hard nuts. Tough.
Absolutely.
Unconditional. Uncompromising.
Which goes to show you might be able to play it, but you can't necessarily coach it.
Well, it's a hard one.
You can lead a horse to water.
It's a very hard thing to instill into players, Dwayne. The ability to compete at your optimum level
Barry Mitchell
at every
there
contest.
Well.
It's in a situation where it's a bit slippery and a bit hard. If you're not competitive in that area, you don't win. That's how simple it is. When it's a bit wet out there and you've got a body line the footy.
And last week they had 400 disposals, the second time in their career, Freo. Maybe they thought it was just going to happen. We'll get a bit of easy ball out the back and run and carry and play bruise-free football.
Well, 219 disposals they've had for the total of the game so far, so there's no hope of getting to anywhere near 350 at this stage. Melbourne have had 280 possessions. There are 65 possessions down on Melbourne, who have just got a far superior work rate. And the inside 50 count, 45 Melbourne, 35 Fremantle.
And tackle count, 43 to 38 Melbourne's way.
Ball back into play. Hazelby. Solomon. Good punch by Rivers again. Done. Clever kick. Not 15, but it hit the target. Miller. Rivers.
Well, the run and spread from Melbourne now, they're just working for each other beautifully. If someone's on their own, they break the space, find the free man.
Well, if they win today, Melbourne, there'll be a game and about 2 percentage points between Melbourne and Fremantle on the ladder. So, in essence, Melbourne would be one win away from taking over 15th spot and dropping Fremantle to 16th. Of course, if they win today and then win another game, Melbourne, they won't get the priority pick. They can win today and have picks 1 and 2, but if they win today and then win another, they'll only get pick 1. High kick. McDonald can't mark it. Sandlands with a long handball. Hazelby, Subin, centering kick to Main. Plays on quickly. Dodd sees him free. He gave it some air. Davey makes the spoil. Rivers. Done.
Oh, strife here.
Frawley.
He actually did really well.
Cheney can't take possession. It's a 3-on-2. Oh, shoveled out nicely. Rivers and the short pass toward Davey. Under siege the Demons. Fremantle can smell a late goal here. Duffield. Half a tackle on Maloney. Davey. And Frawley, the big bump from Solomon. Ball close to the line. Cheney content to see it out.
You can see there Aaron Davey, who's actually now coming for a spell. They've made the move. Shammer has gone to Jones, and Aaron Davey has now had Mundy, or had Mundy. Got a good purchase on that young Chip Frawley, and then Solomon got a good purchase of young Chip.
Oh, Stephen Martin with one hand took it out of the air and beat Pavlich, who just doesn't look like the old Pavlich today. Bate, Maloney, Jones takes on the tacklers, dumped, holding the ball.
Well, Dean Bailey won't mind.
Play on advantage. Mundy goes long. He took the chance to play onto advantage. Kicked it behind.
Dean Bailey won't mind Nathan Jones. Created a goal down here 5 minutes ago when he kicked the ball to Bate. So at least they're taking the tackle on. Freo, on the other hand, when they get the ball under pressure, they look out the back. They're just not running forward with the ball enough.
Liam Jurrah. Freo getting players back now. Valenti. Oh, spills it. Takes on Tarrant, but he got his arms free. Jurrah. And that's a brilliant tackle, but he got a foot on it. Clever kick. get himself out of trouble. And in bright sunshine here with 1 minute 25 left to three-quarter time, we'll get a ball up. Melbourne by 38 points. You heard himself, Liam Jurrah.
A lot of numbers around the ball. This will really suit Melbourne. Because what will happen here, there'll be no clean possessions. They'll just get extra numbers around the ball, turn into a scrap just before three-quarter time.
Oh, yeah, that's where the shoulder got hurt there. Arm pulled behind, the chicken wing tackle. McDonald, third man up. Mundy. Broughton. Hasn't got a lot to go to free, so he just goes himself. No one comes at him initially. Mundy, Duffield, good movement. Needs to hit a target. Short. Oh, Frawley. He's bounced back well, McFarlane. McFarlane kicked 3 goals in the opening term. Been all Frawley since then. Long kick from Jetta. Floats on Rivers. Almost the mark. Subin ran into trouble. Gang tackled. De Boer, he was tackled. Pavlich comes back to half-back. Hazelby back to Pavlich. Caught by Dunn. Having a good day at the office, Lyndon Dunn. Sylvia throws that away.
That's right.
But no free.
Is that even up stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise they would have got it. 25 seconds left on the clock. Ibbotson. Duffield.
Shammers push forward to kick away.
Tarrant. Headland.
Yeah, they've been disappointing here, Fremantle.
Broughton. They need a mark inside 50 quickly. Down to 5 seconds. Called to play on. It'll count if it's marked. Oh, Sylvia. Great commitment. Back with the flight. No mark taken. And Melbourne just about have their hands on a rare set of 4 points. 38 points, the three-quarter time margin. Melbourne 13-5-83. Fremantle 6-9-45. Three-quarter time at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. The Demons by 38 points. 13-5-83 to Fremantle. 6-9-45. And this one just about beyond the Dockers' reach. 15th versus 16th on the AFL ladder. And Melbourne headed for a big win as we head downstairs to Lee Colbert.
Thanks, Dwayne. Yes, well, contested possessions, the name of the game today. 39-31 in Melbourne's favour that quarter. Maloney had 11. Also, Jones 9 and McDonald 8. So you can see they're the ones certainly on top in this game, and that's why contested footy. Had a quick chat to Russell Robertson. He was on the boundary line. He's certainly enjoying his footy, as are the Melbourne supporters here. They're up and going, so it's great news for them. They're going to have a win today, no doubt. And Robbo, he's going to put something special in the last quarter for us.
All right, looking forward to that, Colby. How's the interchange numbers going down there for the Demons, given they've been criticised in recent weeks when they've been losing games for only having in the 40s and 50s? How are they today?
They're well over the 40s and 50s, Dwayne. They're into the 70s today, so they're certainly well up there today. Probably around mid-80s to 90s now. Certainly in this third quarter, maybe in the last, they'll push a record.
Okay, we'll get more on that from you during the final term, Lee.
The body language of the Freo staff walking off the ground wasn't great, but Liam Jurrah had a little bit of work at three-quarter time on that shoulder, and no doubt it was due to that chicken wing tackle, Dwayne, that you called in the third quarter, as we see here.
Yeah. Just gave it the old sub-scap a bit of a stretch, as they say.
You know all about that, Pickers.
Had a few shoulder problems, yeah. But
it's good to see him out in the ground, Liam Jurrah.
Yeah, be right. He had that little leg injury we saw in Canberra that day, Spartan. He's a very exciting talent.
The last quarter for mine's all about body language from Freo. I want to really see how they play this game out.
And the ball up. Sandlin's tries to take it out of the air. Pavlich back in the middle to try and effect a clearance. But the clearance to Dunn, Pavlich's man. Dodd, handball smothered. Bate pursues it, so does Dodd. Misses the target. Once again, Dunn beats Pavlich to Bate. Jurrah. Wide ball. Jetta. Boundary line looming. And tackled by Mundy. And taken across the line, Lee Colbert.
79, Dwayno was the magic number with the interchange, 83 to Fremantle. So correct number, 79.
So that is an amazing change, isn't it? 79 interchanges to three-quarter time this week after having in the 40s and 50s in the last 3 weeks, Melbourne. Read into that what you will. Pavlich, little 1-2, but he's tackled by McDonald. Tries to give it back to the ball, bouncing ball. Carl Morton. Lyndon Dunn playing the game of his life at the moment. McLean. Caught one earlier, looks okay now. Jones, it sits and waits for him. Kicks inside 50, misses Miller. Robertson doing the team stuff. Knocks it to Bate. Caught, hands it back in the Miller direction. 50 from goal. McLean, Jurrah, not 15. Back to McLean, back to Jurrah. Wobbles it towards full forward to Robbo. Clean bowls him. Might feed back. Stephen Martin attempts another soccer goal. Just as effective as his earlier try. Grover, Hazelby, Sandlands, not a lot to kick to, knows it. Davey about to scoop, throws it up. Johnson, high kick to the square. Grover getting back, thumps it through for a behind.
It's amazing, Melbourne today. They've really blocked the exits well. Freo have tried to get some running patterns here. Well, he's the best tackler with Brett Kirk in the competition, James McDonald.
And that just shows you don't have to be a big body. It's all about technique and intent. And James McDonald, for a bloke his size, he's not a big man, to be able to take down Pavlich. It's all about a real willingness to do it and to get your hands dirty, really.
Kept that into his own peril there. Broughton to Bradley.
With Melbourne, though, they've been able to hold Freo's style of play up today. It's as if Melbourne are saying, we're not going to give you permission to play on quickly today. We're going to really man the mark. We're going to block the exits. We're not going to give you one entry through the middle of the ground.
Just going back to the McDonald and Pavlich tackle, McDonald's listed at 75 kilos, Pavlich 101.
It's all about momentum and want, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. And that's why he's been the #1 tackler in the AFL for years.
And that's why he's captain of this club also.
My word it is.
Dual best and fairest.
Gang tackle there again. Jones, Bartram, Cheney, Kepler-Bradley. Mundy.
Again, corralling well here, Melbourne.
Sandlands. It's only a matter of time. Johnson tries a clever little kick. Bartram back to Johnson. Gives him a second chance. Miller. Good hands. Melbourne inspired right now. McLean. They can break this game completely. McLean inside 50. Misses Martin. Robbo. This is his bread and butter. And he misses the toast.
Well, Lee Colbert said he was going to take something special on the last quarter. And you see a very good mark here from Miller. But if you had a look to his right, Matthew Bate was on with hands there. So play the team football. And on his non-preferred also, so he's a right footer. Bate would have been kicking on his left. Don't think Dean Bale would be too happy with that little passage of play, and maybe whisper to Robbo during the week and say, play team footy.
Fremantle's road record looks like getting even worse. They've lost their past 5 here at the MCG coming into this game. Came in with some pretty good form, having won 2 of their past 3 games, Fremantle. But that form being wiped away, the Demons by 40 points.
Well,
4 minutes in final term. Tarrant.
It will. It'll take the gloss off some real good footy. Pavlich just slipped forward here. He's behind the umpire having a bit of a hide there.
So De Boer to Pavlich.
He was obscured by the little umpire.
He had 2 shots on goal from very similar angles in the third quarter. He desperately needs to finish off some work here.
Righto, Lee Colbert on the boundary line. He's lining up right in front of you. Where's he got to hit? Left post or right post?
I'm guessing right post right here. The wind, there's not too much, but right post today, Pickers. I'll see how good a judge I am.
Yeah, okay. We will.
19 possessions, 5 marks. Hasn't been his day in front of goal.
We'll back you in till he misses it. He hasn't kicked well today, though. He's had 3 shots on goal after half-time. But again, not in the corridor, and it's due to Melbourne's forward line pressure that forced 3A wide all day. Very rarely in the first quarter, when McFarlane got on top of James Farrell, it was the only time they looked like playing some power footy through the middle of the ground.
You'd have to say that Lyndon Dunn has done a really good job on Pavlich today. He's had 20 touches, but no real influence after looking pretty dangerous in the first sort of 5 or 10 minutes. Oh, that's a bad handle.
Davey, handle cut off by Main. Robertson, good hip and shoulder with Johnson. Ball back in dispute. Davey trying to mop up it. Delays the tackle. And we'll get a ball up.
See, they've kept Fremantle at a record number of possessions, over 400 there. It's 265 currently. At this rate, they'll be lucky to break 310.
James McDonald to McLean. Liam Jurrah peeling wide. McLean wants to run with it. No one comes at him. Good option. Takes on Sandlands. Back into the corridor.
That's a good option.
And he heads wide. Jetta
Bate
does the little step. Heads toward Dunn. Takes a good grab.
And again, they've used the ball beautifully. They've played on quickly. They've assessed the situation beautifully.
And Stephen Martin, gee, getting back the ball. Just got a fingernail on it. Mundy to Broughton. Well, they're going to play this out, Fremantle. Try and make some inroads.
Let's push forward here. Gee, he works hard, Aaron Sandlands.
Robertson to Sandlands.
Well, that's the last place he needed the kick, Dwayne, was at his feet. He kicked the ball 30 metres in the air with his advantage, not at his toes.
Clever mark from Bate. Off his shoelaces. Long towards Robertson. Oh, that would have been a big one.
Colby was on the money.
No free, though. Duffield. Short. Could have been a free, but the ball. Did he have a realistic chance of grabbing that?
No,
He was about 5 metres from the ball. Full flight. Monday.
Nice chance of marking that as Colby.
Gave us a laugh, though. Fowler takes on Frawley and sends a wobbler inside 50 towards Main. Rivers, splendid spoil.
He's been terrific, Rivers, as has Morton.
He's the glue in their back half, Rivers.
Well,
He generals the troops.
Morton beat Adam Goods a few weeks ago and kicked 3 goals against Geelong. He's had some big games this year. Chance again for Liam Jurrah. Can't get back in time, and Drum takes the mark.
They could end up with a reasonably settled defence here with Frawley, Rivers, Carl Morton off halfback, although I think he'll become a midfielder. A couple
Warnock.
Warnock.
Garland.
They've got some decent players coming through Melbourne.
Bradley towards Main, and there's that fist again, this time from Cheney, out of play. Melbourne's last 2 games, they play Carlton at Etihad Stadium, as we see this Robbo lead.
He's trying to mark it with his feet.
Carlton at Etihad Stadium next week, and then St Kilda back here at the MCG. Can't see them worrying St Kilda, but maybe against Carlton next week they're a chance, and that would maybe get them off the bottom of the ladder if Fremantle can't win another one.
Not another Melbourne-Carlton game where Melbourne don't really need to win.
Well, open forward line here for Sylvia.
And Sylvia bombs it long. Jurrah! And jumping Jurrah gets a free.
I'll never forget that Carlton-Melbourne game a few years ago, the Travis Johnson game.
That was the game where, in essence, they had a chance to grab 2 early draft picks, Melbourne, and that would have been Cruiser and Judd, and they missed out. They got Carl Morton as part of that deal, but Cruiser and Judd, as opposed to Carl Morton, might have been better.
Was that a mark or a free kick?
Free kick they paid.
Slapping the arms.
What's the free kick count at the moment? We better check
50-minute
that.
penalty. Does that count as another one?
No.
You sure? I think it does.
I'd like to give it to you, Dwayne. I know you're all over it.
I don't think they can even this up, Dwayne. 15-6 the count at the moment.
Nostradamus if they do, Dwayne Russell.
For number 3. And he adds another half dozen to a very attractive Melbourne scoreboard.
Well, it's a disappointing effort by Fremantle. They've done some really good work in the last 3 weeks. And they're now getting touched up by the team who's won 3 games for the year, who's on the bottom. So he's exciting, this kid. He's got such a good leap, and he like the real good players do, they go early. And he's got a real big upside, Liam Jurrah. As has a few of these Melbourne players. There'll be some Fun from the Demon supporters with this mob coming forward.
Biggest margin of the game, 45 points. 91 to 46. And those Melbourne fans who've braved the Melbourne weather today, getting their money's worth.
They've shared the goals too, Melbourne. They've kicked 14. They've had 9 different goal kickers.
Headland towards Peak. Used the body. Stretches. Grabs. There's that tackle again. James McDonald.
He's a beauty.
Frawley. Valenti. Inboard. Frawley under some pressure. Sidesteps his way out of it. It's a classy piece of movement, that. Jurrah. Duffield beats him to it. Jurrah hassles him back off it. And the ball up. It'll be the end to that battle.
There's that tackle from James McDonald. Lamb.
It's got a great technique.
It is copybooking technique. He tackles to the hips. He doesn't
Down
watch,
the throw.
well umpired. But getting back to James McDonald, he doesn't look at the ball at all. He just hones in on the hips with the last thing to move on a player's body, and you just see it here.
He'll be sore, Neville. And Neville Jurrah.
It's like a little dog just grabbing him by the end of his pants. Sylvia.
He's 123 kilos, Aaron Sandilands. And Jurrah 77.
Yeah. Dog chasing
He's
down
gone
the
to
postie.
torpedo. Huh?
It's not bad. It's more than not bad. That's a bomb.
He was looking for a pass. No need to when you can kick the ball like a mule. That's gone 70 metres, 65 metres, Colin Sylvia. Again, they've owned the corridor today. They've forced Freo wide. The amount of goals, they've scored 15. This is an unbelievable tackle here. To land of the Giants.
That's 46 kilos difference. That's a jockey difference.
It's 10 goal kickers, different goal kickers for Melbourne now. There's no need to look for a pass when you can kick the ball 65 metres, such as Colin Sylvia did on that occasion. Again, it was a corridor goal. That's what pleased Dean Bailey today.
Davey long. Tarrant with the fly. Robertson. Shammer.
And we saw play North Melbourne last week. North Melbourne owned the corridor and forced Melbourne wild. Today, Melbourne have owned the corridor. One when Freo have had the ball, but more importantly when they've had the ball. They run the ball through the middle of the ground with plays such as this.
McNamara, Davey, Sylvia, Rivers. Jones. Jurrah and Robertson calling for it.
Again, see, that's
Robbo will do.
That's what you talked about, Spud, last week. That exact position would have been hit to the forward pocket. It would have been the leading Miller who had Tarrant right behind him. This time, Jones opens up his vision, looks inboard, see him looking inside.
That's the key. That is the key, and it was Miller who was on his own last week, the direct bit of play. He's gone to school on that, Nathan Jones.
Having a good afternoon, Robbo. Kicking with dead
like
man's
this.
boots. Career might be close to over. But you would love to have walked a mile in them.
There's no doubt kicking 3 goals, he'd be wrapped with that. And Lee Colbert said at three-quarter time, I'm going to see something special. Aaron Davey's been special today. 29 disposals, 17 kicks, 2 goals, 1, 9 inside 50s and 4 goal assists. And Nathan Jones, you call the pickers, the look in, the lead in the corridor. Great play, powerful football, corridor footy.
It's hard to believe he hasn't been able to get a game.
He's got a great personality for the footy club. He's the sort of player when they're up and going. I mean, he lifts other players as well, Robbo. But he had struggled a little bit. I mean, he had that Achilles injury, of course, last year.
And this has been their best inside 50s for the year also, so you're going to get more supply. They've been inside their forward 50 54 times to Fremantle's 38.
Carl Morton just keeps on keeping on. As I said earlier, playing against a lot of players that he knows from WA. Carl Morton, but he's been superb in defence again. Johnson's been good in the ruck, keeps this alive. Bartram overruns it. Beak, Hazelby, Dodd. McFarlane. A bump from Morton this time. McFarlane gets away from Frawley, who's been on him all day. Rivers.
He loves that, Jared Rivers. The high ball, and there it goes. Aaron Davey, right? Like copybook today.
Davey, the little shimmy. And as always, hits the target. Valenti.
I've seen him get a lot of possessions in games, Aaron Davey, but haven't seen him have as much impact as I've seen today.
Maloney finds Jones. Robbo's on the move again. Kick half smothered. Ricochets toward Dunn. Picked off by Hazelby. Subin. And a good spoil that from Valenti. No free. Pavlich. Headland. He's got no one to kick to. Every Docker player behind him. Now Main peels for him, but he might be dead. Throws it away as he's tackled.
Come on, the numbers around the ball.
Sylvia. Davey. Rivers. Well, this will open up an argument as to who is the worst team in the comp this year. If this was English Premier League soccer, of course, this would be a battle to avoid relegation. 15th versus 16th. And right now, the Demons look like they're going to take a win away from this and do it in style. Dunn feeds it back. Petterd. Valenti. 17 minutes gone, final term. They're playing with them at the moment. Bate missed it. Dodd gets the free. Slung. Play on advantage. Mundy.
Oh, Main's pushed forward. There's no one near him.
So Headland to Pavlich to Main, who can run in and get the Fremantle fans who've made the journey something rare to celebrate.
That's what happens when you spectate the ball. I think all the Melbourne defenders wanted to join in the party. No one wanted to stay at home and be the security guard blocking the entry for the Fremantle forward line, and they all watched the ball, got the ball over the top.
You can't blame them though, Spud. They've had a pretty bad year. The Demons defenders, they've been under siege all year. Time to get on to the end of a couple.
Yeah, you've got to play defence two-way football, play the game out. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, not on this occasion. Carl Morton there, the direct opponent of Chris Mayne, has been very good today. Carl Morton, Mayne had a very good game last week, but on that occasion just spectated the ball far too long and allowed Mayne to get goal side too easily.
And once again, Mundy with the clearance, might go all the way. Could be 2 goals within a minute. Long to the square, and almost Morton. It was almost Mayne as well, by the way. Cheney, McNamara outside of the boot, and turns it over. Mark taken by Shammer. Pavlich, Shammer, peaked. Thumps it up long. Melbourne with the numbers. Morton, Frawley, Morton.
Frawley did well there just to stop the run of McFarlane, who's very good overhead. Spotting him out will allow Morton to take the mark.
McNamara, as you can see, plenty of spare seats in the grandstands. Just the 13,004 here today, and don't that 4 make it look a little better than 12,000 something. Petterd takes the mark, 52 from goal.
Is that including us 4?
I think it does.
Wayne, Pickers, myself and Colby.
Lucky we came. Jumping Jurrah gets up there and almost marks it. Did he kick that? Oh, you bet he did. Is there anything this kid can't do?
Well, need to have a look at this. He's got the touch of mercurial about him, whether it's in the air or on the ground. He can't believe it himself, Spud.
The Melbourne supporters standing up, standing ovation from Liam Jurrah. Let's have another look.
See the leap to get him up there. Oh, how does he do that? Let's have another look at this.
That's one of the best goals you'll ever see.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Is that a contender? He's kicked that over in between hands, overheads.
No doubt. The second effort, he's landed on his back.
As freakish as the goal is, what about the confidence to try it? Caught in the middle of a pack.
And to get some penetration, to get the ball to go that far when you're lying on your back is amazing.
Shammer with the quick kick in. There's more here for Melbourne.
Oh, they sniff a big win here.
Absolutely. It's been a rare opportunity to really rub it in. Long ball again. Bate. Fist away from him. Jurrah lurking, lays the tackle.
Throw.
Almost a throw, not paid. And the kick smothered by Davey off the boot of Drum. And that's almost a free as well. He kicked that away after the Drum.
Let's have a look at this. Oh no, got a hand to it, I think.
Okay.
You'll find.
Sandlands.
He's worked hard today, Aaron Sandlands.
Davey has to turn here. Can't turn quickly enough. The mark taken by Hill. Pavlich.
Again, beautiful manning the mark from Melbourne.
A wobbler. Bartram gets back. Almost the ball. Bartram did well. Held his ground. Didn't fall over with the contact. Carl Morton standing tall again. Valenti shoots it wide. Miller. McDonald. Sylvia. For Stephen Martin. Outside of the foot. Kick was good. Looks up. Where's Jurrah? He heads towards Bate instead. Almost an arm lock. Bate runs onto it. And he blows this margin out to 63.
Again, we saw slow play from Freo. Work the ball down slowly into their forward 50. Melbourne cause the turnover and they switch and run and get the ball inside their forward 50. You just see Stephen Martin played on instantly. Good play. Gets the ball over the top. Drum won't like that. Had to get a piece of the ball or the body. Once Matthew Bate got goal side, it was all over. You can see trying to get a piece of the ball or the body. Got neither and hurt a big weight. Very good forward, Matthew Bate today. 2 goals, 24 disposals, 7 marks. Great work rate.
He's actually been a really consistent player this year, Matthew Bate, playing high half forward role through the midfield.
Petterd. It's not over yet. Bate
again.
And he's got it again.
Right, he's
coming off 27 possessions last week, Spud. One of the few players that we thought was pretty competitive for the whole game.
and once he gets a key power forward to work off, he's going to be a very good player. At the moment, he's playing the key position a little bit on his own, and in a finals type team, he'd be a perfect half forward, third tall.
This is not just a win. This is a smashing 69 points.
Well, before the game, Spud, we tipped into Fremantle again. We say it time and time again, when they get challenged, they just don't know how to find a way to win. And this has become really easy for Melbourne.
And that passage of play there sums up Freo. One-handed, not putting your head over the ball, not body lining the ball. You're in the centre clearance, put your body over the ball. And Melbourne, they wanted it more. They get the ball down to Bate, all over. Freo been very ordinary.
3 goals to Matthew Bate. He's got 3 minutes and 20 to add to the 3.
Because you've played a lot of footy in the middle of the ground. That effort in there from Freo.
Well, it's not good enough. It's simple as that. I mean, their setup's been ordinary today, which is unusual because we thought that'd be an area they'd dominate. Clearances are pretty even, but they've got the best ruckman in the AFL. Yet their setup, apart from really Paul Hazelby, who's had 8 clearances himself, been pretty ordinary.
Miller being held.
I mean, this is the 16th place team whacking you.
Jones, McLean, Valenti. He can smell the big sticks. Looks up. Oh, it's party time. Bring out the hundreds and thousands sandwiches.
Oh, the old fairy bread. It's called for the fairy bread.
Might have to have one of those tonight now, but you're right, Valenti. It's been his best performance, 29 disposals. It is party time. It's been great play from Melbourne. Let's not talk about Freo too much because Melbourne have been the better team all day. They've won every quarter of football. They've been hard. They've been tough. They've used the ball extremely well. And it started with McLean and players like Valenti.
And I think the interchange numbers might even be headed for the 100 mark. Lee Colbert.
Exactly right, Dwayno. Melbourne 98 and Freo 109, so very close. But
And they had 47 last week, Melbourne, and 57 the week before.
No wonder their finish up a bit fresher.
Gee. All accidental, of course. Wide ball. De Boer, McDonald, Rivers. Short pass. And the boundary line should beat them both. Petterd, another with a good day at the office today. 13,004 here. And the majority of them Melbourne fans who braved the windy, rainy conditions to come and watch the 4th win of the year for their boys. And they're starting to clap and chant now. Ball into the sunshine. Cheney, Hazelby scoops it up. Hill hasn't seen a lot of it today. Gets a chance to grab a consolation prize.
It is a consolation prize, that goal, because it's only their 2nd goal for the last quarter. Melbourne have absolutely smashed Fremantle in this last quarter. Pickers, take us through some of the stats.
They've got 109 disposals to 71. And 7 goals to the Demons. It's been nearly their best quarter for the year.
Only had 10 inside 50s, and they've had 9 scores. The Fremantle defence has been non-existent this quarter.
Davey back on for the last 2 minutes and 12.
There's Big Jim.
Yeah, great to see him back.
Fantastic.
I think they won last time he came to a game as well. And he has inspired them again. Duffield shoots it wide. Ibbotson throws it long. Carl Morton couldn't, could he? Kepler Bradley almost outmarks him. Little toe by McFarlane. That's the tale of his last 3 terms. Kicked 3 goals in the opening quarter, Luke McFarlane. And it's been all Danny Frawley's. Well, what is he, Chip?
Nephew.
Your nephew?
No,
yeah,
his nephew. He's...
Bradley kicks around the body.
And look, it's a good effort, Dwayne.
You had a chat to him during the week about a couple of his defensive techniques, Danny?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Did?
Sean Wellman's doing a very good job. But the thing I've liked about his game is, as a defender, when you get 3 kicked on you at the first quarter, you can become reactive. And he hasn't done that. So I think James and the Melbourne coaches need to be very good at that effort.
No, I reckon if you look at it and break down the 3 goals he got against him, one was a free kick behind the play, one was a beautiful pass, and the other one he just got beaten on a lead. So I reckon there were genuine reasons.
And you're right, Dwayne. I did have a chat to Chip during the week, but it was more about the old style play, which we're not allowed to get away with these days. I was giving him a few old clues, but unfortunately there's 3 umpires now, so we weren't able to use those tactics.
The one where you punch the ball, the head and the ear all the way on the way through was Spud's best technique.
And make it look as if it was all accidental. Bradley with a minute left on the clock, not 15. Ibbotson shoots it back. Dodge short, Main.
I think the only thing I taught him this week was the fact that he was holding McFarlane's jumper and may have given a free kick away in the first quarter. But no, all the Melbourne defence, they've been terrific today. As you have a look at the inside 50s, it's 60 to Melbourne. Freo have still led the ball in 53 times, yet they've only had 8 goals. So it goes down to a very solid defence led by Jared Rivers.
Main from the paint of the 50. Gives up some sky and continue to wallpaper over a few cracks, the Dockers.
Yeah, this is nearly rubbing salt into the wounds to the Fremantle coaching staff and even the players. These last 2 goals, they're not even consolation prizes for mine. It's just the fact that Melbourne have probably put the cue in the rack. Fremantle have got 2 games to get some semblance of respect back. There's always next week, but they've only got 2 weeks to gain any sort of respect because they've lost a hell of a lot of respect today, the Fremantle Football Club.
It's been a rare 20-goal afternoon for the Demons today. And a very accurate 20-goal 7 at that. From the ball up. Final seconds being played out.
Yeah, they've had some good players, Melbourne. And you look at it, I really like the game of the little fella there, Valenti. Sort of sums up their effort today.
Well, in general, Melbourne has worked harder than ever today, and they've exercised some demons. 20 goals, 7-1, 27. Jim Steins, part of the 13,000 here, to see the 4th win of the year for the Melbourne Football Club, and they are still a chance to avoid the wooden spoon. Big percentage boost today, and they are just 1 win away from pushing Fremantle down to 16th spot on the ladder and heading up to 15th themselves. But as was said, if they win another game, Melbourne, they won't get the priority pick in the draft. Let's head downstairs. Lee Colbert has a man who brings a few people to the footy all by himself.
They certainly do, mate. There was 13,000 fans here today, and they enjoyed that goal in that last quarter. How did you get it to your boot?
Don't know, just ended up kicking the ball and
Went through.
Yeah, and went through and didn't know it went through.
You enjoyed it, mate, because the fans certainly enjoyed the win. 63 points. What a great win for the club.
Yeah, it's a great win for us and for the boys, and it's really good to have a win.
Yeah, it is, and you're going to get out there, and I know Aaron Davey's come over. How big of an influence has he had on you so far at Melbourne? It must be great having him around.
Yeah, it's great to having him with me, and especially him and Matty Willen and for the Indigenous boys in the club,
yeah, exactly.
which is great.
Fantastic, mate. Well, I'll let you go and enjoy it with the rest of the boys. Yeah. Good luck the next couple of weeks, and great to have you back in the side.
Yeah, no, thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
They did a good job there, Lee Colbert with Liam Jurrah.
Outstanding. There's Jim Steins there. Great to see Jimmy there, and I know Lee Colbert does a very good job, and I'm sure he'll get one of the stars of the day, Aaron Davey.
Well, Wiz, we just spoke to Liam. He's a man of few words, but he said you've been a big influence on him. So he's an impressive young player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like, credit to him. He's got his body right. He's looked after himself. You know, he come to the club with no fitness whatsoever, and the way Bales and that have really guided him through this year. And for him to kick 4 goals again today is something special.
How have you seen your year? Because watching you from the sidelines, you've had a brilliant year, mate, and today was no exception.
I think it all comes down to the last 2 years, 3 years, I haven't had a full pre-season, so got the full pre-season under my belt, and you know, it's made me being able to keep me out on the ground a bit more longer, spend more time in the midfield as well. So yeah, it's been a pretty good year, but I just got to keep working away. 2 more games, so yeah.
Have a listen to this crowd, mate. It's unbelievable. They're up 4th win of the year and 63 points. It's great for the club, and you had your spiritual leader down there before the game, Jimmy Steins.
Yeah, like, you know, to see all the supporters still coming down and cheering it, you know, it's something special. It's obviously been a down year for us, and it's our 4th win for the year, and to see this support from such loyal and great supporters is something, you know, the boys really get a real big buzz out of, and, you know, it's probably about 10,000 people here. It feels like there's about 50, so it's good.
Well, it's 13,004, mate. We make up a couple of them, but well done today. It was a great win by the club, and enjoy the last couple of games.
No worries. Thanks, Colby.
Thanks,
Aaron Davey saw pictures of Jim Steins. He was standing next to Anthony McDonald, who is the runner for the Demons and the brother of the captain, James McDonald. And it's a fantastic day for the Melbourne Football Club. You've got to enjoy your wins in this business. They've been few and far between. And at the moment, the fans that have come today are almost personally getting to enjoy it with the team. And that is magnificent to see. Ricky Petterd, Brock McLean.
He was good, Brock McLean, today.
He started the ball rolling, started on the bench. He came straight onto the ground and kicked 2 early goals. You know he's tough. These conditions really suit him. But it's funny because when the game dried up after half-time and the sun came out, Melbourne played their best football. And you thought that would have suited Freo.
They had a few extra interchanges today. They finished off a bit stronger, a bit more run. But great win for the D's. Fantastic win for Jimmy.
And we are concentrating on Melbourne. It does say a lot about the Fremantle Football Club today, that scoreline as well. And we head downstairs to Lee Colbert, who is with Jim Steins.
We were just having a bit of a chat about Liam Jurrah, and he didn't have much to say, mate, but geez, he lights up the MCG.
He doesn't need to say much because he's so bloody good, but he's just a great kid. He's got some of his mates down from the middle of Australia, and well, we couldn't be happier. You know, they've had a tough year, but they keep playing it out. And we're really seeing some great kids to really starting to emerge for our footy club.
It's fantastic, mate. It sends tingles down the spine here at the moment. The crowd are up and certainly enjoy that 63-point win. It was fantastic, wasn't it?
Oh, it is. Well, we haven't broken 50 points this year, so it was, that's a good thing for them. And they got 2 tough games ahead. But, it's just great for the club. Everyone's feeling good. We can see there's a great future ahead. And we're really young at the moment. We've got a lot of young kids who haven't even debuted yet, so it's all good for the future.
Great to see you, mate, and looking well. Thanks,
mate. It's good to be back.
Thanks, mate.
Well, some say he is football's greatest ever story, Jim Steins.
Be hard to argue against that. Yeah. Coming out here from another country and learning the game and becoming such a champion and such an inspiration, not only on the footy field but off the field as well.
And you've got to say he was an inspiration again today. A 63-point win to Melbourne over Fremantle. Don't go away. We'll be back to wrap up straight after this break.